Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the walking. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls let it tell me I'm awesome. Yeah, hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Cold like 0 degrees. I'm out the cage, gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the sheets. You can't go on, man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put them in the cage, never let out the. I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Not so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let her tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch my please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Okay, so if America thought this show was annoying, when Mike Ryan and Jeremy are Heat homers and Parakeet.
Yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
All right, so wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be bad. I mean, this is going to be bad today because people do not like when the playoffs start in the NBA, and we're going to start with Heat talk because I was the most wrong yesterday. I predicted matter-of-factly how they would lose, and they did not lose that way at all. They go to Chicago, and they win, and in the last 15 games, you could talk yourself into some Andrew Wiggins, and, of course, they will lose to Cleveland. But last night, I looked like a fool to start. I am totally wrong, again. But Zaslow's going to be worse than Jeremy, Mike Ryan, two-time champion broadcaster, about what that Heat victory meant last night.
I'm fairly certain they're going to be the first 10 seed to get to the finals. Fairly certain. Not 100%. Fairly certain. What a night. What a day. I had a day. Like, can we be honest for a second? It's a good day. We're doing good day or bad day. It's a good day.
He thinks it's a good day because he's very close to these Pearl Jam tickets. Oh, I'm sorry. I should have said something. Wah Bellamy, thank you for being the executive producer today, and thank you, John Amici, for finally getting someone to wear a costume. Roy, I have to admit, you look great in a hockey uniform.
Thank you. I appreciate that. There's one problem, though. I've had an itch on my nose for the past 10 minutes, and I can't get to it.
I would love to scratch your nose.
No.
Let me do it for you.
Come on. It's on the right side.
All right, so here, this is
They're going to have a moment.
Okay, no,
They're having a
what?
moment.
Yeah,
there we go. There it is.
All right.
It's a moment.
It looks like he's picking his nose.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you.
All right, so thank you, Wah Bellamy, for being in the executive producer seat today. It's a difficult job. I would say to you, it's a difficult job when you're not wearing equipment. It doesn't seem like you can move very well. You're very imposing. You look more like a leader than you ever have because you're the biggest body in the room.
Oh, yeah. Also, I had the captaincy on the old jersey, so that also helps. I'm the captain today.
Okay, but you're the captain, but I don't – look, that's a big job. Chris Cody can tell you, Chris, like what I'm worried about his ability to do a very technical job today in this costume.
I got the A today. I'm here to support Roy. Anything he needs.
Yeah, alternate captain over there.
Right.
What makes you worry that he's wearing gloves and he has to press buttons?
I always thought the A stood for assistant.
No, it's alternate.
Alternate.
It should be
Come
assistant.
on, man. An amateur hour.
It should be assistant.
You're assisting the captain?
You're the assistant captain.
No, that's not how that works.
Roy looks like one of those mannequins you see at the team store that's fully clothed, head to toe, and all the gear. Right when you walk in,
A
it's
progressive
right
team store.
He looked strapping. Look, you guys are going to tell me I've got this wrong. Roy Bellamy walked in the room today. He did so in a hockey uniform. He's a champion. Roy Bellamy enters these hockey playoffs with a hockey show, occasionally on Fridays, and he's a defending champion. Zaslow can't say that.
No, I'm not a hockey champion. No.
Also, you're not wearing skates. Roy's wearing skates right now.
Roy,
go ahead and show the cameras. There it is.
Roy is more of a hockey media legend in this market than Zaslow is. You would agree, correct? You would agree?
Yeah, I mean, he's a hockey guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So Roy's in charge today, but his equipment doesn't work. Yes, this is what's going to – Chris, you're not being helpful.
He's trying to plug his thing back in. Look at him.
Chris.
Oh, he's cheating. Oh, that's
Chris,
cheating, Roy.
Chris.
What's up?
He can't do the job this way, Chris.
I think he's crushing it.
Tony, Zaslow is a Heat homer. Jeremy is a Heat homer. I mean,
What are you talking about?
I need you to rein Zaslow in here because they will excite themselves very quickly about the idea of, well, if Andrew Wiggins is healthy and it's a big three with 2 All-Stars and somebody's doing the scoring, can we talk ourselves into culture can do something for 6 games?
They tried to blow the game last night. What are you talking about,
No,
Cleveland?
they
tried to blow
didn't.
the game last night in the second
There
half.
was not a single moment in that game that you thought Chicago had a chance. You know what? Let's just get to brass tacks here. You know what happened to the Bulls last night? Does somebody want to ask me what happened to the Bulls last night?
Zaz, what happened to the Bulls?
Got that ass took.
Oh, not again. Not again with this.
Rising star.
Tony, it's not fair.
I told you what the game plan was yesterday, Dano, during against the spread. All you got to do is kick this game down the road. It's the Bulls. Let them have something. Who cares? All right, you focus on 2%. You focus on 9.4% to get a top 4 pick. All of a sudden, now we're going to be playing Atlanta. Then, you beat Atlanta. Then you go to Cleveland. Like, what are we doing?
Just mentioning a bunch of W's is what you're doing.
They got one more opportunity on Friday, Tony.
They do.
They got an opportunity to make things right on Friday. Just let Trae Young have like 40 and say, what are we going to do? Trae Young went crazy, and Onyeka Okongwu was a killer on the boards and all that
47 rebounds. It's never happened before.
Dyson Daniels had 17 steals in the first quarter, and then we just lost the game after that, and no one will be none the wiser.
You're talking about the greatest play-in team in the history of the NBA. And that right there is not something you could dispute because all the facts are on my side. And you think the greatest play-in team in the history of the NBA is going to Atlanta tomorrow? They're losing to the stupid Hawks? That's what you're trying to tell me?
It's so ridiculous to play a game where it's like, hey, let's compete for who can't get Cooper Flag. Huh? And it's just like, I'd rather lose. Like, when we had Jimmy, I was in the team of, let's just get in the dance. We have a chance. Zaz, Jeremy, you guys know.
That's a bar.
Know.
That's a bar right there.
They know this team can't make it. This team, without Jimmy, this team's not making that run. With Jimmy, you could say we have a chance. Let's give me that 3% chance at Cooper Flag.
Did you see what Tyler Hero did last night?
I did. He was nice.
Tony, they're stealing your. You told us you were so Tony. You were so ahead. So look, man. People make fun of Tony around here. Tony had real vision. He told us years ago. Just tank for the 0.0001% chance that the 7.7 inflatable car wash guy who flaps in the wind won't break. And you said, don't try to win. Tank. And get Wembanyama.
And look at him. He's become the best player in the NBA almost. And on the shoulder thing, the blood clot, who can see that coming? But again, we thought it was going to be an ankle. We thought it was going to be a knee, a hammy,
it was
whatever.
Be something else.
Something else.
We could all see it coming. He's 7'7" or whatever. They're not supposed to be that big.
Or flying that much, which is another story.
No, let's say what it is, though. What the blood clot or whatever it was going to be, it was going to be something.
It's going to be something. But I'd rather it be something here than be something somewhere else, right? So now I implore you guys, again, one more time. Okay, see what we're looking at here. We have almost, I don't even know what the percentage chance, like 1,000% better to get Cooper Flag than we do Wembanyama at that point.
And we keep talking about Cooper Flag, but there's Ace Bailey, there's Dylan Harper, there are other great players in this draft. You've got almost a 10% chance of moving to that top 4 versus getting your head caved in by the Cleveland Cavaliers in a couple of nights. I mean, what's the point?
I don't know about that. I don't see anyone in the Heat jersey that's getting their head caved in. I don't know what you're talking about. Cleveland Cavaliers. What have they ever won?
Okay, here we go. So listen to me. This is a problem we're going to have with Zaz. Somebody look up brass tacks for me. I don't know. Do you know what it means to get down to brass tacks? I don't really know what it means. I know it sounds like something, but I don't know what it means. Do you, Zaz?
Yeah, it means we're getting serious.
Okay, that's not an answer to my question. What are brass tacks?
I don't know. That's the thing I said.
Yeah.
They're these little tacks, and they're made out of brass.
Yeah, literally, it's what it is.
T-A-C-K-S.
What do they do?
Yes.
They get everybody's attention. It gets you serious.
This is not.
That's brass tacks.
Okay, look, this is not going to work around here. If Zazzle is just trying to get off phrases, and he already got off one with "got that ass took."
You want to ask me what Tyler Hero did last night? Somebody asked me what Tyler Hero did last night.
What Tyler Hero do last night?
Look, that ass. Come on now. You know what I'm talking about.
Kind of walked into that one.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's a great trick. He has it in all shapes and sizes.
Got him.
All right. So look, I will not be talked into a Miami Heat playoff run. You will not. I will not have the team be what it's been all year. Be confused at every turn with, hey, you got 2 All-Stars. It should all be better than it. Oh, okay. So maybe a bomb goes off and Andrew Wiggins can be Jimmy Butler if you give him 20 healthy games. What? Can we figure it out? And talk ourselves into the Cavs aren't a whole lot better than the Heat, and you can't talk yourself into any of this. Not even a game against the Cavs.
I think the big problem is when you look at the Heat overall, the team doesn't really have a runway of improvement. Not with the current guys, and cap space is still at least a year away. So in a draft like this, having that pick as opposed to not having it, not having a lottery pick, not having a pick at all because it goes to Oklahoma City if you make the playoffs, it's kind of important to give this team a little bit more assets in the cupboard.
Well, they are going to get Golden State's pick. Like they are going to have a first-round pick. It's going to be in the late teens instead of, what would have been the early teens. Come on. Like, what are we talking about here? It's not that much of a difference.
Talking about a chance to jump into the top 4.
Ah, but come on. A 3% chance. That's what we're talking
That's
about.
the Cooper flag, buddy.
It's
a 10% chance to jump in the top 4.
Chance.
It's again the top 4. Right. I'm talking about to get number 1. Yes, correct.
Number 1 is a stretch. I always say, look.
You think? That literally never happened for this franchise. Never.
We're due.
It's true.
I just love that we're having the exact same conversation and show that we had during the play-in in 2023 as we were doing this exact same thing about a can't-miss prospect. And you tried to tell us then, and the team that lost the play-in game just got the pick that they were projected for, did not get Victor Wembanyama, and the Heat went on to go to the finals. And I'm not saying that this is the same team. I'm not saying this is the same team at all. But I just can't believe even a fan base that has witnessed the impossible happen wouldn't want to give themselves a chance at a fun playoff series and would rather rely on ping pong balls when through 2028, the amount of first-round picks that you have will not change regardless. It's just the year.
But you just said this team is not the same. Like in
Not
that
the
sentence,
same-
you're
not
like,
the same
I'm not
construct.
saying that this team is not as good.
Well, if you want me to do that thing, like we all celebrated Jimmy Butler as being the greatest play-in performance the other night, and then Tyler Hero went out and scored the same amount of points more efficiently. So
On
he
the
can
road.
be great. He can be great. So can Bam Adebayo, and I know that from talking to them, they're certainly not afraid of the Cavs. They
From
want
talking
it.
to them,
They want it.
Jeremy just hit the room with a from talking to them.
I want to know the day that you talk to them and they say, Jeremy, I'm a little nervous. I'm nervous about the Hawks on Friday.
Come on.
I think they're more. If I had
Jeremy.
to bet, they're more concerned about playing the Hawks on Friday than going into a 7-game series with Cleveland. They knowing themselves.
That doesn't make sense.
The 1-game sample. Well, I actually think we might have had this exact conversation and this exact take 2 years ago as well.
Let me just say right now, real quick. There's a difference between scoring 38 against the Bulls versus scoring 38 versus Memphis. Yeah. Right? What Jimmy did on Tuesday night was everything that when you think of, oh, this is a team that could make a run. Jimmy and Steph Curry doing what they did versus what I saw last night, which is, why is this game even happening? Like this shouldn't even, this 9-10, this one should have been eliminated. Right? Like neither of these teams is going to do anything. We're just wasting time.
That's a good slogan. It is what Zaslow, don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that because we are all wasting time. But Zaslow will not believe that. He will never believe that. He's more in the tank for the Heat than anyone has ever been.
Not true. I'm sitting next to him.
I just like Adam Silver's playing. We're wasting time.
I mean, we are. We're wasting time talking about a game because it's the last embers of the dynasty, unless you want to believe one last time somebody surprise us, sports, please. It's the only argument I have.
You know who I feel bad for? I feel bad for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That's right.
Everybody else,
This train is coming.
everybody else knows who they're going to play at. Boston knows they're playing Orlando. The Knicks know they're playing the
Cavs
Pistons.
know who they're going to play.
No, they don't. They got to do advanced scouting on.
They've known for a few days, actually.
You missed, that in that small window that the Cavs, Zaslow warned, this train is coming.
I didn't miss it. I ignored it.
Well, you can't ignore it. Listen, this is, I want you to, please, somebody put a camera and bring it close to Zaslow's face, because if Heat fandom were to have a face of its most passionate cavemanery over the last 15 years of consuming Heat basketball in a way that is was deeply unhealthy. He was doing morning shows that aged him about 15 years and about 3.
Look at this face.
He was doing post games at midnight, like 4 hours before. Radio carved this man up. He loved the Heat during the hardest time. It built an economy, and now today that face is here to tell you he's not going to bow. That train is coming.
Look at this face.
Nice skin.
You sure you got good sleep last night?
Very good.
So where are we with these Pearl Jam tickets? Chris Cody, what should these negotiations be? Because it appears this is I'm about
What a day.
I can't believe what I'm about to tell you, Chris Cody. Our ticket people for Zaslow combined have gotten Zaslow an ability to have not just, possibly in the best case scenario here, not just great tickets to both nights, great tickets, but also 2 other tickets for one of the nights. Because we had an accident and too many people calling in
Not an accident.
power at the same time.
Well, I'd like to know, because Zaz sounds very confident in the Heat. But he also sounds very confident in these Pearl Jam tickets.
Well, no, I don't have them yet. Like, I'm hopeful.
What are you more confident in?
I like
that
where
you'll be
Amy's
at Pearl
doing here.
Jam, or that the Heat will beat the Cavs?
Well, I don't have the Pearl Jam tickets yet in my hand, and Dan,
Well,
we still have a lot of negotiating to do right here.
The Heat don't have.
I don't have any negotiating to do
Hold
with
on.
the Heat. It's happening.
The Heat don't have the 8 seed in hand either.
Can we be serious for a second here? Like, this isn't fantasy. I mean, get serious, all right? Wasting time.
See, this is what Zaz is doing to you, Amin, is he is saying to you, please stop getting me to comment with respect for the Hawks. Like, look at what my face is over the last 15 years. It is not threatened by Hawks basketball.
John Koncak's not walking through that door.
So maybe if the Hawks beat the Heat, you only go to one night?
Pearl Jam?
Yeah.
No. Like,
Oh, you're not that confident in the Heat.
oh no, I thought you were asking, like, would I not go to Pearl Jam because I have to stay home
No,
and
so
watch
wait
the
a minute.
Heat?
So, Chris, hold on a minute. That is a good bet. Hold on. So, could we actually bet right now, since there are 2 extra tickets, would Zaslow be willing to make a bet that is the Heat will beat the Hawks? If they do, you get the 2 tickets. If they don't, you don't get either ticket.
Whoa.
Like, what are you willing
That
to
would be the highest stakes ever for me watching a Miami Heat game. And I was there for the Heat playing Game 7 against the Spurs.
You're confident, though. You're super confident in the Heat.
No, I am confident in the Heat, but do I want to sit there sweating out that if the Heat were to lose that game, so I lose Pearl Jam tickets, I would hate the Heat. I wouldn't be able to recover. The stakes would be so high for me. I don't like that.
Well, no, we're doing it then.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that.
What do you mean? No. So
They're going to take that ass, right?
Well, they are, yes.
That's the whole
Then we're
part.
done.
That's the whole part of a bet. You have to, if you're confident, you risk something.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it.
Whoa!
Screw it. The Hawks? The Hawks? The Hawks are going to prevent me from... Yeah, screw it. Let's do it.
So we're in this scenario. We're giving him the first night, the 2 tickets, and now this Heat game determines whether he gets Saturday.
Let me just stop you for a second, okay? Because I'm simply worried about Wah Bellamy. I asked him before the show to get me the sound of me just saying matter-of-factly yesterday. Just matter-of-factly. The Heat will lose that game. They will have a lead late, and then they will lose it because they're bad late in games because they can't score. Matter-of-factly, and then the season, yes, will be over. And I got it all wrong. And I asked Roy to get that for Gas Bag of the Week, to make me the Gas Bag of the Week. But when I asked him for it, his stick broke. He had some trouble with an entanglement with his skate. And
It's an entanglement.
And because of how long it took him to walk in here in that costume, he can't touch the buttons that I need to get so that I get the sound of me getting it matter of fact wrong. And he can't do, Wah Bellamy can't do his job correctly today.
I just want to say to Zaslow right now, as you accept this wager, like gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-787-9777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly.
It's hard to do. This is the stakes. And this is big because Zaslow, please just, a minute or less, can you tell us, explain your Pearl Jam fandom if you were trying to impress somebody?
There is nothing in my life that brings me as much joy as seeing Pearl Jam. I love them so much. I started going when I was 16 years old. I fell in love with them. I've seen them 27 times. It's not a competition, but I've seen them 27 times. And now I take my son with me, sometimes both, but now I take my son with me. He's 16. I was 16 when I first started going to shows. So it's the thing that we do now together, and it's like the greatest joy in my life.
Does he genuinely like it?
Loves it.
Because my dad brought me to a Bob Dylan concert.
We're not talking Bob Dylan. We're talking Pearl.
And I was just like, you like this music, huh, Dad?
Loves him. Loves him.
All right, so father-son connection through music. It's the you feel the music and you know all the lines and you know the set lists and you can remember what they played in what order in 2003.
Oh my God! Give me. I'll name every song in 2 notes. All right, I know every song they're about to play. I love it.
All right,
much.
so the stakes on this are: he is so confident that the Atlanta Hawks will have their ass taken, or they're going to have their ass taken.
Get that ass took.
Okay,
you understand tense, right?
No, I don't. You're too fast for me here.
Too relaxed.
Yeah, well, this is his signature catchphrase.
One of them. I got a few.
Yeah.
That's old school. You got to evolve.
The stakes are: you're so confident the Heat will take that ass that you're willing to say right now that 2 Pearl Jam tickets that you have secured for one of the nights, good seats, is the bet.
We're betting for the second show now, right?
We're betting for a show that there's 2 extra tickets to. I don't know which show it is.
Wait, so he's only risking the 2 extra tickets? That feels like he's not risking a lot.
No, he
Are you
shouldn't be
kidding?
able to
Of
go
course
to
I'm
one of the
risking a
nights.
lot. No. I need to be at both shows. I'm risking everything here.
No, I'm confused. Are
so
there 4
forgive me.
tickets to
Thank
one of
you.
the shows?
All right, no, this. I'm going to explain this again. I know people hate their math, so here's the deal. Somehow, this very difficult ticket, because so many people were calling in favors yesterday.
More difficult than Taylor Swift.
This is an embarrassment of riches. It honestly embarrasses me that Zaslow's not only going to be able to get his dream scenario, possibly, of 2 shows, 2 nights, great seats, dream scenario. It's why you couldn't sleep for how long?
It's been a few weeks now. I've been
because
very worried.
you were not going to get tickets.
Yeah.
And you were not going to get good tickets.
Not going to get tickets.
All right, so we are +2 on his dream scenario. In this scenario, he can bring guests to one of the games, and he gets his dream scenario. Now, what needs to be taken away there, Chris, for the stakes to be high enough for you, for the stakes to be Zaslow's going to work for us for free through the hockey playoffs? Like, we're going to figure out how to make the bet. Zaz works for free for months.
With the confidence he has in the Heat, I think if the Heat lose against the Hawks, he needs to not be able to go to one of the nights.
I agree.
Zaz, please play responsibly.
Okay, but so when I say no, then what happens?
How much do you believe in the Heat?
Do I just get the tickets anyway?
No. How much do you believe in the Heat? The stakes are, say publicly, whether you actually believe 100% and it's not a character that there's going to be an ass taken here.
Yeah, the Heat,
do you know it or do you not?
Yeah, the Heat are going into Atlanta tomorrow night. They're winning that game.
Okay, so you're so sure of it that I'll take one night away. One total night away.
If they lose.
Well, but the point is, why do I have to do that? Can I just say...
To prove your allegiance to the Heat and how much you believe in them.
He's making a great point. He's saying, basically, if I'm going to wager, it's because I'm going to win an even greater prize.
Right,
so
like if I
maybe
have the
backstage passes, right? What if we said, if he's right, he gets backstage passes on top of it. But if he's wrong, he doesn't get to go at all. But if we've introduced stakes.
No, if you don't take the bet, you're just admitting to us that you don't actually believe in the Heat.
Yeah, but who gives a... I want to go to Pearl Jam.
I'm just saying, that's what you're doing.
Wait a minute! Then the whole thing falls apart. You guys don't understand how this works. No. Zaslow has to be tested for his Heat allegiance, and the stakes have to be you don't get one of the things in the dream scenario. Can't be we just all go back to normal afterward because he didn't actually care about it that much.
$500 bar tab, courtesy of Dan, if you get it right.
Now we're
What, am I
talking.
trying to get alcohol
Well,
poisoning?
dinner too.
It's a totally different game.
I'm just trying to add something. If he wins, I'm trying to play the game here.
All right. So, I mean, I feel like we're negotiating very poorly here. You understand that what is it? The value of what is here is Zaslow's dream scenario plus. That is available to him right now in exchange for he's got to work for free if he gets those tickets. But he's now got his Heat allegiance being tested because he says he believes in the Heat, but he doesn't actually.
But I think, look, you gave him the reward. He's already got it in pocket.
That's what it's about.
He's got no point in proving his allegiance to you.
That's what it's about.
You already took that ass. And
Already took that ass. So what's the point?
But we're seeing how scared you really are as a Heat fan. That's what you're revealing.
No,
to
but
us.
this is the other
No,
thing.
but I'm not scared.
No, but you are.
No, but this is the thing, guys. This is what I'm saying. How do we put the stakes on this so, yes, the tickets are secured. Zaz will not get them unless the stakes are this needs to happen or Zaz works for free.
I think that's the thing.
That's probably the wager. That's probably the wager.
Yeah. So if the Heat win,
Am I willing to put the Heat win on the line versus working for free? That's probably the wager.
So that he does not right now he has nothing. And the stakes on all of this have to be for Zaslow's Pearl Jam allegiances, for his Heat allegiances, for him to test, win or lose, one bet. I either get my dream night or not if this happens.
I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready. If that's the wager, so Pearl Jam tickets, you have them. I don't have them. You have them for me. Am I wagering to get those tickets?
You will never get those tickets unless the stakes are decided by the end of this. Like, it has been decided. Zaz does not have the tickets.
I don't have tickets.
He does not have the tickets and will not get the tickets unless it gets decided before the end of the show today.
so we basically rescinded our offer from yesterday.
Well, no, he
We didn't know we had the tickets.
That's a fair question.
We didn't know we had the tickets. Yes, that offer's been rescinded. David Sampson negotiated poorly. Everyone agrees with that, correct?
Yeah, he just gave them away.
that was
Almost
such
always,
an easy
yeah.
yes for me.
No, but that's privilege.
like 4
Come on,
shows.
that's privilege. Jesus, that's a show-off move by him. Like, that's honest to God. Obnoxious. Oh, you
David?
can't. Obnoxious.
David Sampson. We're talking about the same guy?
Come on.
The best part is I went home yesterday and I said to my son, I said, hey, I think we got Pearl Jam tickets. He was so happy. He was so pumped. And he says, how? I say, well, David Sampson from the Le Batard Show. And my son goes, you mean the guy everyone hates?
Yep.
Yeah.
Uncle David.
He's a problem.
Chris, how would you react? I'm your father. I walk in and say, buddy, guess what I got?
Hey, Dad.
We got Bob Dylan tickets from David Sampson.
Yay. I'm super excited to spend time with you, Dad. That's not really someone I want to go watch, though.
That one hurts me for your dad, that he took you to Bob Dylan and you didn't care at all.
I was just looking around. I'm like, what are we doing? He's just like,
so disrespectful.
To who? To Bob Dylan or to Greg?
No, it's just look. Greg and Chris not connecting here has to infuriate his father. That because you're not
Elton John, I kind of get. Like, he showed me Elton John. I like Elton John. The Bob Dylan thing, I was just like,
All right,
It sounds like Greg took you to an Eric Reed concert.
it's the third time you've sent me to this concert.
You guys understand, and please help me figure it out. It's not that confusing. Tony, I need your help. Wah, I need your help. Jeremy, I need your help. We got off to a stumbling start because I don't understand how to make the stakes to the bet. But the stakes have to be Zaslow being tested for all of his allegiances, all of his Pearl Jam allegiances, all of his Heat allegiances. Has to have a single bet that will put him at risk of getting nothing at all or getting a bounty beyond his dreams. And the stakes are he'll also somewhere in here have to work for free for the entire hockey playoffs.
Okay, I think we've got it. So to combine tickets, working for free, and making sure that we're not rescinding offers that were made before. If the Heat win, Zaslow gets tickets to both nights of Pearl Jam and actually gets paid to work here for the work that he does. But if the Heat lose, he gets one night of Pearl Jam tickets and has to work for free.
No, I think if
We have
they
to take
lose
away entirely? That's crazy.
You got to put Pearl Jam on the line, buddy.
Oh, man.
Pearl Jam.
I was trying to hedge that at least a little for you,
Let's see how much he
Zaslow.
believes in the Heat.
and indentured servitude. That's the other part of this.
They're going to take that ass.
Well,
He
yeah,
believes
it's not
in
just
him.
how much do I believe in the Heat. It's also working for free. My wife loves money. I don't know if you know this about wives. They love money.
They love it.
So that I have to go home and
comment.
tell her I'm working for free. Not the ideal scenario. Wives love money.
You love Pearl Jam.
I love Pearl Jam so much
The
more than
stakes,
I love money.
the stakes have to be all or nothing here, people. Like, you understand it. This is a magical place where music and sports meet, and please help me figure it out because Wah is in trouble. Is the sound ready?
Yes, it is, Dan.
Can you press it with your gloves? I actually wanted in the local hour to talk about simply a play-in game against Chicago that they will lose late after leading because they can't do anything late in games because they have a systemic problem.
Gas bag of the week.
Fairest thing ever said around here. So matter of fact, they have, and this will happen, and this will happen, this will happen, because I literally know it all. As if I know anything about sports. Been faking it for 40 years. I can't tell you what's going to happen. It wasn't that. And the Heat has taught me no lessons over 15 years because every time they do this, I'm like, oh, that's stunning. Is it?
That third quarter, though, you felt like, I'm a genius. It's all happening now.
I think Giddey hit like back-to-back threes, and you're like, oh, here we go.
No
That dunk he
way.
had
There
on the
was not a
baseline.
single moment that you thought that the Bulls were making that. The Bulls, the closest they got was like 13.
Do you understand that the stakes on this Heat season, I mean, yeah, maybe they get a whale or whatever, but the stakes on this Heat season is you're playing what feels like the last embers of what was a pretty cool thing for 15 years, and here's where the meteor falls apart. They're not nearly as good as these other teams. They needed someone like Jimmy at the top of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think it all depends on how you view Tyler Hero. If you are going to...
Well, I said he was maxi. How should I view him?
Is that a cool way to say he's worth a max deal?
No.
Tyrese Maxey.
No, Tyrese.
He's
Maxey.
maxi. I know.
I wish I had. I wish I.
He seems maxi.
I'm not mad at that, by the way.
I
That's
like it. I like it.
Like, we could say Kevin Durant, max player, right?
Super maxi.
No, not even maxi. Super max, right? LeBron James, super max. Luka Doncic, super max. Tyler Hero?
Maxi.
Maxi.
Why did you laugh, Tony, at the idea that Tyler Hero would be about the equivalent of Maxey?
Because Tyrese Maxey's so much better, and we had this conversation like the Wembanyama conversation 2 or 3 years ago. I was like, Tyrese Maxey's clearly the better player.
And now Tyler Hero is one of the most improved players in the NBA.
Most improved, sure.
No,
And had
most
a
improved
great
has to
season.
go to a guy who was #1 overall at some point.
It's crazy. I
So
hate the way
dumb.
they do it.
It's a dumb award.
Look, the guy has played very well. I'm not saying he's Jimmy Butler in terms of being able to take over games, but to
See, if
turn
you're
your
not-
nose at it. No, but hold
But
on.
you just said, if you're not saying
I'm not
that
saying
he's not
it
Jimmy
wasn't
Butler.
all Jimmy Butler.
What do you mean it wasn't all Jimmy Butler? It was literally all Jimmy Butler. In that playoff run?
After the Bucks
and
series.
Caleb Martin.
And
Caleb
Gabe
Martin.
You had
Vincent.
Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent. Right. And so what are you watching last night?
It
You're
wasn't
watching
Tyler Hero,
all
though.
of these other guys contribute. Right. It wasn't Tyler Hero, but Tyler Hero is there now as a completely different player than he was 2 years ago. I'm actually not even sitting here trying to say that the Heat are going to make this run to the finals. I'm saying I think it's valuable
You're
for
doubting the best playing team of all time.
I'm not doubting. Look, I'm not doubting anybody. I think that the Heat are capable of it. I'm not trying to predict it. Capable
can,
of going
but
in and
they
having a
won't.
competitive series against the Cavs.
Okay.
And
Because you keep saying finals run, finals
be upsetting
run.
them.
This is
what
a
I'm
can,
asking
but won't
is
thing.
there? All I'm asking is there any value for a team like this one to extend their season, go to the postseason, have a different collection of picks, and get guys like Khalil Ware, who's a first-round pick, an opportunity to play against the Cavs in the first round where he'll have tough matchups. Like, it's not all always about the championship when there are experiences for your younger players to be had, especially when you're not actually losing picks by making the postseason. You're just changing the years in which you have them.
Here's the question. All right, I'm going to put an end to this.
I just don't.
Here's the question. If the Cleveland Cavaliers, they got the truth serum. We pumped them with the truth serum. Tomorrow night, how badly are they rooting for the Atlanta Hawks?
Now that I agree with.
Of course.
But
Then that sounds like we're done here.
But I can agree with that and also say they're not going to beat the Cavs. Like, both those can be true.
We said the same thing about the Boston Celtics the other night. Orlando versus Atlanta. Of course they would have rather played Atlanta than Orlando. There are easier matchups, but that doesn't mean the matchup itself is dangerous. It's just one is less easy than the other.
I don't know what the Cleveland Cavaliers have ever won. Guys on this Heat team been in the finals. Some of them several times.
Really good one-on-one defenders on that Heat team.
Several times.
Got wings
Okay.
and bigs and guards.
I gotta ask,
You know,
how
several
excited, how pumped did you guys get when Mitchell had the 24-second violation?
Can I ask you something? I
forced
want to be serious here. Can I ask you something? Because
Go
this
ahead.
is something I'm really confused with, and I have this conversation at home with my son over like the last month. Because my son really likes what he's seeing from Davion Mitchell. And man, that block he had on Kobe White and the violation.
Oh, my God.
He's a dog. All right, that's Heat culture right there.
Oh, everyone hates that.
Is Davion Mitchell good? Because like it's one of those where I don't know. I can't tell.
Why can't it just be he's a really good perimeter defender?
No, I'm talking overall. Like he might be good, but I don't know. I can't tell.
Some nights.
I think he is a talented player.
It's a lottery pick.
I also think that when you burn through 3 teams in like 3 years,
Right.
that means something.
Right?
Well, and like Gabe Vincent, he's shooting 1,000% from 3 right now. So that sort of changes things.
This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
It's not easy to talk, right, Roy?
No, this chin, the chin portion is going above my chin right
Want me
now.
to scratch
so,
your chin?
I think
good?
you can, yeah.
All right, so you guys need to understand something. The reason no one wants to wear the costumes is because the costumes are always harder to do your job. We always underestimate. This has been a corporate crisis around here. Nobody wants to wear the costumes for good reasons. It's a legitimate punishment. However, I would say to all people involved, that's the stake of punishments. Like, there have to be consequences. So just like with this Zaslow bet, which I am telling you, if we do not get thousands of people to watch this game with Zaslow, because the stakes are he either gets all or nothing on work for free on his dreams, and it's just one bet for all the stakes. And even if he wants to weasel out of it, he can't. The stakes have to be maximum, all or nothing, and it has to cost something. And we need to be able to make it like a real gamble. We're working for a gambling company.
We're gambling again. Dan, I'd like to raise the stakes a little bit more. There's an app. It's called the Playback app, right? And the Playback app it allows you to watch live programming while you are also kind of on the screen as the talent. So what I'm suggesting is that we put Zaslow on the Playback app while he watches Hawks Heat so people can watch in real time as his hopes soar and his hopes are dashed by the performance of the Miami Heat. What do you think, guys?
I mean, if I choose the Heat game to put everything on the line, I haven't made a decision yet. I don't even know that we're doing that.
Sounds like you don't want these tickets, buddy.
No, listen. I'm going to say this one time, and that's the only time I'm going to say it. Don't question how badly I want to go see Pearl Jam. And let's just leave it at that. So we have an understanding now. We're good. I'm sorry that had that tone.
And the part that I'm trying to, I really need help from the group so I can get out of this quicksand. Please help me do this, okay? None of this works unless it's an all or nothing bet on Zaslow works for free or he gets the night of his life. Not the nights of his life. Like, that's the stakes.
Dan, I have written down here the 2 scenarios in which Heat win, Zaz gets, Heat lose, Zaz gets.
I like
right?
this, yeah.
So Heat win, Zaz gets both nights of the Pearl Jam tickets. Great seats, obviously, like you said.
And gets paid for work.
It's already written down here.
All right.
So let it be written, let it be done.
Now we're cooking.
Heat lose.
Okay, I don't like that.
Zaz, no Pearl Jam tickets, either show, and indentured servitude. Yeah,
Holy
indentured
shit.
servitude.
So
This
hold
just
on a
doesn't.
second.
That was written
Hold
down
on a
there.
second.
I don't know.
Hold
how.
on a second. So my favorite team, their season is over. I don't get to see Pearl Jam and indentured servitude.
Which your wife hates, by the way.
My wife. I don't know if you know this about wives.
Love money.
Love money.
I mean, okay, who?
I'm gonna put unhappy wife here. Is that also
May as
true?
well.
Yeah,
Okay,
hold
but
on.
I don't know if you know this about husbands. Yes, love money. Everybody loves money. Yes, that's true. What is that?
Truth bomb.
I mean,
He's right about that.
no, but
He's right.
Yeah, everyone loves money. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Does everyone love money? Like, what is that? What are you guys doing?
Thank you for standing up in the name of feminism,
what
Dan.
are you doing? You're going to do a second time the dumbass joke of wives love money? Hey.
Does everyone love money, but especially wives?
No, wait a minute. You're soaring too close to the sun. No, that's not true.
I'll fly with Zaz
No,
on this. He's right.
no, absolutely not. Absolutely
Do I write
not.
kids hate you too there or no?
You want me to call my wife? Ask her?
Absolutely not. I won't allow you guys to do that. You're simply wrong. God, what idiots I work with. Like, absolute bozos.
I'll call my wife.
No,
She'll admit to you.
like,
I'm not going to do it,
Ask
Dan.
her right now.
no, look. I mean, look. I run a business. I know how much you guys like money.
But then there's the wives.
No. Nope. I don't believe the wives. Nope. I don't believe the wives. No, are as bad as the dudes. The stakes to this bet need to be, there's no weasel way out. If we're going to ask thousands of people to watch Zaslow, the stakes have to be indentured servitude. Like, okay, you could keep putting the high end somehow past the Pearl Jam tickets. The place we started is the Pearl Jam tickets are the dream. He does not have them unless he bets the most amount that can be bet of all the things he cares about. And one of the risks is he works for free through the hockey playoffs. That has to be the stakes.
And we know that will have a poor household for him, Dan.
Yeah, and that's the stakes.
People were asking me yesterday, hey, so you got the tickets? You're going to Pearl Jam?
No.
I don't have anything.
He doesn't have anything.
I don't have anything.
And
You
he
gotta-
won't,
you
he
gotta
will not
promise-
get them
you gotta-
unless he works for free.
You got a promise from David Sampson, though, and that
No.
means.
No, it means nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It
That's
means
a good point.
It means nothing. So that's the stakes. You figure out how to do it. I'll put you guys on it.
I think I've heard steaks just one too many time in this segment, for the love of God.
I love steaks. Medium rare, ribeye.
How does Zaslow know where the magic creative content is?
He's a pro's pro.
He just got here. He shouldn't know where that is.
All right, Zaz, you open it up, blindly pick one, and read the topic.
Unlike our steaks, the producers, well done.
Hanger?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Excellent, Roy.
Thank you.
Would you rather know every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
This is a no-brainer.
It's every language, right?
Every language.
What do I care about what a crocodile thinks? Like, who gives a shit?
Forget those frogs.
No, I'm talking to animals, dude.
What?
Imagine you're just walking through. You're like, look at that. What the? Those birds are horny.
Or
What? What are those birds talking about? Did you hear that? That's crazy.
You guys did that very poorly.
What?
I would absolutely want to talk to animals.
That's right.
Are you guys out of your mind to have an entire different interaction with a language of every species that does have thoughts and feelings?
yeah, I really want to know what the bees are saying. Honey, 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 honey. Oh my
Guys,
God, the queen bee is all on my ass,
think
man.
about-
Honey, 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 honey.
Think about the Netflix show that you could pitch. I can talk to animals.
Does anyone know though, or do they think you're just crazy?
That's true.
That's a better
pretty good point.
question.
Dr. Doolittle over here.
Wait a minute. That's the best question right there. You get the power. Do you want the power? But no one's going to believe you. No one will ever know.
You can't tell anybody that you know.
No, well, you can, but no one's going to believe you. You're never.
You would never believe that person if they told you I can talk to animals. No way.
It'd be like, no, really, your dog has a thing in its paw. Like, yeah, okay, all right, buddy, thanks a lot.
Every single person is going to ignore that what you're saying is true.
Trying to think of how you would prove it.
The same way they did in Dr. Dolittle.
No, they didn't. They just kept bringing him sick animals. Like, that's a terrible life.
Communicating with
I
him.
don't want to fix animals. I want to walk into any bar around the world and be just like, oh.
My man.
I want to impress people.
So, okay. So you just wanted to go into Taiwan and be able to order a beer.
Pretty much. Yes, and then go to Spain, to Salamanca, and like have my camera out, and then people say, "Oh, look at this tourist," and I'm like, "Oh, turista," and then I look, "Oh, he speaks it too."
I just wish though, like you're out on a boat, you see like a dolphin come by, like that dolphin's talking about our boat.
You know what's more useful than that? Walking into like Athens, Greece, and then the cab driver's talking, and then you talk back like, "Hey man, I understand exactly what you said. Don't pull that with me." And they're like, "Oh my God, I didn't know you were Greek." And I'm like, "That's right."
But see, I already know that I don't like people. I'd love the experience of getting to know some animals and knowing what their personalities are like. I don't need to know more people.
You're assuming the animals are going to like you, Jeremy.
They might not like me, but I'd rather have this really cool, unique experience that no one else in the history of mankind has been able to experience. Am I so wrong to want to speak to animals? I'd also love to know what my pets think about me.
All right, do you want to risk that where it's like, "Oh my God, now I can understand you, Muffin. Aren't you happy that we can communicate?" And Muffin says, "Yeah, you."
I was gonna say, Jeremy, you might not like it. What if your cat secretly hates you?
Well, I really thought that I wanted to know what you guys thought about me when I didn't work here, and then I started working here, and I learned what you thought about me, and you guys might be convincing me that I might want to speak different languages instead of speaking to animals.
The more I think this out, we can't talk to animals. We can just understand them. So it's like the ability to talk to animals would be awesome, but if I'm just able to understand, I can't communicate back.
Chris, you're telling me you would love to communicate with animals. As you're walking down the street, a couple of squirrels are up there, and they're like, "Hey, look at this fat ass over here. Hey, you ginger fat ass."
I know. I would be like,
"You lose weight."
why would the squirrels be that mean?
No, the thing that Amin is doing that's funniest there is that if the animals had the exact same problems that we do, that you're just listening to a busy
What, the racist?
No, just a busy intersection of bees yelling at each other angrily because whatever, there's not enough honey, or they don't want to work this way.
They even know the lingo to call me a ginger. Like, how are they up on all the phrases?
I'm walking down the street. German Shepherd says, "I got my eye on you, boy. Don't even try it. Don't even try it." Oh, what's he reaching for?
I would like to hear how they feel about me, though. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you like to hear, if not a pet, wouldn't you like to know if, what did that squirrel say? Like, because whatever.
Dan, what about, okay, imagine this. You can understand your dog. And remember the night your dog got into all the chocolate and we were all worried and we had to take the dog to the vet? What if that was actually a cry for help from the dog? The dog was like, "I can't spend another day with this guy." Talking about the economies of people built on black bodies. Where's the chocolate? Give me all the chocolate. And as it's laying there, and it's like, finally, sweet release. You burst in and like, "Oh no, they're home early. They're home early because something happened at dinner and they had to come home early."
Do you realize that would have been my dog announcing to me that was a suicide attempt? Because
it's getting dark, actually. Maybe I don't want to talk to animals.
The dark the chocolate he ate that night, if he didn't immediately get his stomach pumped, would have been the end of him. It would have
That's
been
what the vet's telling you.
It would have been nice for him to have been able to tell me that, I think.
It would have been like River Phoenix at the Viper Room. Too soon?
Yes.
No.
By the way, have you guys seen this? It's a trend on TikTok. and it's like they do this AI aging of people
Yeah.
from early.
I don't like it.
I love it, man. And they play Alphaville Forever Young. I love it. I can't get enough of it. My algorithm has learned it. It just keeps funneling all to me. Hey, remember what the Breakfast Club looked like? Look at them now. Like, oh, wow, Molly Ringwald, you really aged, right? Like, I love that. I can't get enough of it. I love it so much. I want someone to do a version of that of us. Wow. Like, 2015 Chris, and then it's like, it just kind of grows.
I don't like what you did there. I just noticed your shirt, by the way, Sturdy Wings.
Yeah, it's a great charitable organization.
Yeah, good reference.
Yeah.
I think this is an unfortunate examination of the psyches of the people in this room because, Dan, you and I both wanted to know what animals think about us, while Amin and Tony were like, yeah, let me know every language so I can go to whatever bar I want and talk with people, because they want to use it for the fun and glory, and we both want to use it to feel even more self-conscious than we already do.
I want to talk to the animals. I want to be able to communicate with the
Remember,
animals.
you can't talk to them in this scenario. You can only understand
Yeah,
them.
I want to be able to understand the animals. I only speak English. I'm getting along just fine. You know.
Yeah, but what if you could speak Spanish?
It'd be cool, but you
What
give me a
if you could speak
choice
Italian?
here. But you give me a choice here. I'd rather communicate with the animals.
But you could speak every language ever. And
I know.
just go and just hobnob and shake hands,
But
kiss
that's
babies.
more attainable, though. Like somebody
It's
could
not. It's really
essentially study, not every language, but you could study and learn a bunch of languages, whereas nobody can learn to talk
Are
to
you going to
animals.
get bored of talking to animals at some point? You're going to be like, oh, okay, this guy.
Dude, I'm going
again.
to write books. I'm going to start podcasts. Like, you don't know the content opportunity if I can understand animals.
Dude, he could walk into the what are they called? The Panthers locker room and like communicate with all those Russian dudes and stuff, man. Like immediately and not and
Imagine going to the zoo and communicating with actual panthers.
You know the credibility that comes along with walking into a locker room, going to the foreign player and saying, I speak your language fluently. And he's like, Dan, you talk about this all the time about the Spanish-speaking baseball players. The reason they don't like anybody is because no one understands them. But then if you speak their language, they open up. You would be the greatest sports broadcaster of all time because you could do any interview with anybody. Shohei, hey, guess what, Shohei? Get that interpreter out of here. Yeah. You're going to have to answer some of these questions for real.
Wow. I want to know what those animals really think of Ron McGill at the zoo. I want to sit down with that rhino.
Money, 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 money.
He comes over here, he shows off, he throws you a snack. You hate this guy, don't you?
The stakes that Ron McGill would put on. If you asked Ron McGill, what would he want more than anything in that man could have? And I imagine that he's closer to fluency with animals than most. But if I gave him that ability, I would think he would want no other ability given to him while walking the planet beyond that one. The ability to know to communicate correctly with animals with fluency. Would it not be his most valuable thing?
For Ron McGill, sure, that's his job. He works at a zoo. This is an incredibly important and like beneficial thing. For any other human being, I guarantee you 2 weeks in, you're like, okay, enough. I get it. You like acorns. You like acorns.
Okay, but that puts us at the top of the food chain. I would love to have a podcast with animals at the zoo bitching because people don't want to take care of the animal kingdom.
But they can't hear the podcast, right? Like you do the podcast,
I'd be the
but
only
then nobody else can listen.
I'm assuming in this scenario, I'm legitimately the only. The scenario is different than the one I presented to you. It'll make you crazy if you're the only one who can talk to the animals, but you can't tell anyone and nobody believes you. But you're the only one who can talk to the animals and everyone believes you and you're the one. It is, as Chris says, a fountain of a content opportunity because not everybody, like you guys, is cave people at the top of the food chain who don't care about animals.
Dan,
we care about animals.
You don't need a genie for this. Right now, let's assume right now you have the superpower. You can communicate with animals. Go convince anybody out there. Go. Who's going to believe you?
No, I'm promising you.
This is what your podcast is going to sound like, respectfully. Oh, wow. So Nibbles really likes the Panthers tonight over the Lightning. They said that ass is going to get took. Oh, wow. Scrappy thinks that the Heat are really going to go on a run in the playoffs.
How about this? If you communicate with horses or with greyhounds, you can win a lot of money at the track.
Hold on.
You bet the wrong one. The guy's like, I got a good feeling about this. And you're like, buddy, this guy sucks.
You get the Stugotz of greyhounds. It's like, it's a done deal. I got this, buddy. I got this.
Comes in 8th place.
I'm doing laps.
I'm just trying to win some bets.
Speaking languages helps you win bets.
So it all comes back to what happens in a bar and how much money can I have.
Dan, think about this. You want to make money?
Unbelievable,
You want to make money?
man.
Watch this. Watch this. I go on a trip with some friends, right? Let's go to Kazakhstan. And I walk up to them and I say, $100. I can get this guy to hand me his hat. And then I tell the guy, hey, I'll give you 100 of euro currency, which is a lot smaller than $100. Just hand me your hat for a second. I'll hand it back to you. And he goes, oh, sure. He gives it to me and he gives back. And boom. And now all of a sudden, my friend's like, oh, my God, how'd you do that? I was like, lucky guess, I guess. And I just do this over and over again. Then I get in with the millionaires. And then I make bigger bets, right? Much bigger bets. Like, hey, $100,000, I could get Alexander Ovechkin to hand me his skate right now, right? Just the one skate. And I can say, Ovi, do me a band to make a dance. I love that song. He's like, oh, yeah, me too. Hey, hand me your skate, and I'll hand it right back to you. He's like, oh, cool, right? And he hands me the skate. I hand it back to him. Boom, $100,000. And then I get bigger bets. Now I'm with the billionaires row. And now we're betting like things like elections, right? I say, hey, I bet you I get Putin to dap me up. All right, okay. Hey, Putin, guess what? I'll deliver to you the entire American democratic system. Just dap me up. And like, cool, boom. And now I'm running the world, Dan, just off of learning languages like that. Like that. Come on. And, meanwhile, you want to go talk to freaking ants and be like, oh, how'd you build that? Like, ant. And I'm like, oh, wow. They said it was a lot of hard work, guys.
If I can communicate with horses, you know how much money I can make on an exacta?
See, this is ridiculous.
You have the horses knowing, like, who's good and who's not.
Yeah, that's right. They communicate with each other, and now I'm in the game.
What if it's just a full horse, though?
Well, I'm going to learn because I can communicate. I'm going to learn their ways.
The horse lied to you.
Isn't that what we're all doing already with sports and gambling?
Yes, it's like, imagine if like Jonte Porter told you something like, oh yeah, like
in this game.
The ants would be so disappointed by every conversation we've ever had around here about how we analyze games. In fact, every Heat conversation. Hey, what are the humans doing? They're talking about the Heat again.
You have me befriending the Jonte Porter of horses.
You don't know them apart. They all look like horses to you, but meanwhile, they know. They know. It's like, oh, man, this guy's hanging out with Jonte Porter over here. Meanwhile, the ants are like, he says he got to go back to work. Oh, wow, the ants are working. Thanks, Dan.
I got to salute you, Amin, for trying both the ants and the bees there. You did good work. That's I mean, you had small-brained animals, not a lot to work with. I appreciate the effort there. They were good. Yeah, you did. I did not know you had the horse in your arsenal.
I also have a cow.
Oh,
it's a good cow.
Yeah, we got a cow that comes up and says, hey, Tim Kirkshin, I really need to get milk just by this one udder right here. Just keep going. There's a little bit more milk in there. Come on, don't stop. Oh, it's so much milk. It's so much milk, Tim. Thank you.
Gross.
Thank you. Oh. Hey, Calvin. Yeah, Kirkshin's here. Go ahead. Come on, guys.
You know, how is it that
Calvin?
How is it that happened yesterday, and we just skipped past it? That Tim Kirkshin's not merely bad at technology. That Tim Kirkshin doesn't understand how to milk a cow in such a way that made it obvious that Tim Kirkshin would unsuccessfully try to milk a male cow.
It's incredible. It's unbelievable. Like
a grown man, he's near 70 or after 70 years old. That's not a thing that a human being can't know.
That's something that you learn well before you become a baseball expert, right? Yeah. Like this maybe like 6, 7 years old, you know, hey, they're boy cows and they're girl cows. The girl cows give us milk. The boy cows will try to convince you they give you milk, but no, don't believe them. Don't listen to them.
Do the boy cows try and convince us when we walk over there?
They sidle up like, oh, got so much milk. Oh, so much milk in me. Just give it a squeeze.
I mean, Meet the Parents taught us this. I mean, I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
It's not my nipple, but go ahead.
Roy, how are you holding up? You seem is the stick? You seem uncomfortable.
Yeah, I think this jersey is a bit too small. It's smaller than the actual jersey I'm going to wear during Learn to Play in a month. So it's kind of tight on me right now.
Why aren't you opening your mouth?
Again, the chin is right here
for
on my lip.
safety.
Yeah, safety.
It looks like he's getting better as the show goes on. I'm going to say that right now. You look a lot more comfortable than you did when you first walked in.
But here, Roy, you correct me if I'm wrong, because the way that he walked in, he had a command of the room he does not presently have. There were people here, and they were acting like bees and horses. I need him to get control of the room. It is a really sweet idea to actually care to wonder what the animals think of us. We don't care. We get the translations to Ron McGill and say, get out of here. We'll give you a bunch of money for your donation, and get out of here. You're a loon. Don't care about the animals so much. We've got bigger problems. The humans are at risk.
The downside is like learning stuff we don't want to know. Like, where it's just like, all these animals at the zoo, they're in like isolated, so they're all crazy people. Like they're just like talking to the rocks, like, hey, good to see you today, rock. And it's just like, oh, that's sad. That elephant's talking to that rock over there.
Wait till you start talking to people who tell you the plants have languages that we do not know.
Aaron Rodgers?
That's a whole podcast industry for itself. You can secretly talk to the plants as well.
That would be boring. That I'm out on. I don't give a shit about what
Don't pee on me. Please don't pee me. Please don't pee on me. Please. Oh, shit. They're big again.
Oh, God, here comes Greg Cody again.
It's in my eyes.
Oh, no, not the lawnmower.
Oh, the lawnmower. That must be traumatic.
Oh, God.
Did that. Oh,
the
shit.
guy's coming out with the razors.
They're like, run. Hold on.
The weed whacker.
Or is it just a haircut?
No.
That's true,
There's
actually.
no way they trust us. No way.
Maybe they do look at it as just a haircut.
No.
Finally, this guy,
They're
man.
killing our friends.
Or maybe they want part of the action. It's like, please, Stugotz, pick me, roll me, smoke me, Stugotz. Yes. Oh, my God. Nirvana.
Don't chop down my brother. No.
Thank you, Roy. I really do feel bad for you today. That job cannot be done successfully under any circumstances. It cannot be done successfully under these. There are too many people yelling at you. Gas bag of the week is not available to a fingertip. Your gloves are way too big. But I will say, and I cannot dispute this, today is the day that when you walked into this room, into the room in management to run this show, you have never looked more physically imposing. You have never looked larger than the room around you, everyone smaller than you. And that has since fallen apart.
Yeah, it's because I'm sitting now. I'm not standing anymore.
But we would all agree that Roy in a hockey uniform gave off the hockey playoffs are here, and big, fast, strong people are about to be bigger, stronger, and faster because the most fun stuff is coming our way. And now Zaz is going to say the train is coming two different ways, and he's got a whole lot more belief in one of the teams than he does in the other.
Well, I mean,
he's got a whole lot more belief of one in the teams than the other.
you know what's going to happen, though, this Sunday.
No,
game one.
don't do this.
You know, though, right? I mean, Panthers, Lightning,
Wait,
game one.
What's going to happen?
It's been a full year. Lightning get that ass took.
Oh, yes.
There's an ass.
So
There's
back.
about to get took.
So back.
Okay.
Oh, it's my drugs. I love these playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs. It courses through my veins. The agita, the anxiety that I have the entire game. And then the end, when the final buzzer goes, the horn, and the Panthers won the game. Oh, it's the greatest feeling. But those 60 minutes, though, before, and it's my drugs.
Is there any particular reason, have you guys noticed that this keeps happening? Is there any particular reason, Zaslow, that when I put you to your allegiances, I know I can ask you the question right now, who do you believe in more right now? And it would be the Panthers by leaps and leaps and leaps and bounds.
Yeah. Because they're legitimately, I mean, it's also been proven, they are legitimately a great team, okay? I'm confident in the Heat tomorrow night. They're playing the stupid Hawks, all right? Like, what are we talking about here? The Panthers, that's a great team that has a chance for a dynasty. I mean, they're trying to get to a third straight Stanley Cup final, a second straight Stanley Cup win. Yes, I am supremely confident in my favorite little hockey team.
Yeah, it didn't take that long for the Panthers to adjust to Paul Maurice's system, and that system is very much built for the playoffs. A lot of forechecking.
It's hard to understand you with the Chiefs.
I know. I can't even speak.
Roy,
Oh, there it is again.
Is rust a thing in hockey? Like
Rick Russ for Aaron Eckblad?
I'm just saying, like a lot of these guys been out for a while.
You
like,
saw Chucky was doing the rounds yesterday, media. He was on the shows yesterday.
not all the rounds.
He's going to be back on Sunday. He'll be back.
Roy, you are in a position right now where your hockey show is blossoming. You are a hockey expert. We have you in a position right now where it's not very easy to do your job, as I need you to promote the hockey show, because the hockey show is going to soar over the next 2 months of crazy, crazy insanity with Rose and Dwork. You need to be able to promote your show, but you're in a costume, and I need you right now to be great with Zaslow on hockey, but you want to be passionate, but you can't speak because you're wearing a chin strap.
No, it is very difficult. Actually, it's very difficult to speak normally as it is now with this mask on.
A totally
Well, I'm
unfair position I have put him in.
You sound like a ventriloquist, like an amateur ventriloquist.
Just a thought here. Maybe we take the mask off.
Or
No.
loosen the chin strap.
No.
I mean, the rules don't allow. You got to wear a helmet.
Yeah, I got to wear a helmet. You know, I can't. My
There
kid
have to be
plays with
consequences. I don't think you guys understand what punishments are. How is it possible that you guys don't understand that there have to be consequences on punishments?
What did he do to have to wear the costume today?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, you don't want to know. I lost during football season. I got to wear this because of the grid of death is one of the punishments for me.
Do you know this? Look, I'm going to tell people. I don't think anybody knows what I'm about to say.
Yes.
Maybe Zaslow is one of. No, Joy Taylor would also know this.
Okay.
The grid of death was stolen from Zaslow's show.
Yes.
So hold on a second.
Finally.
Hold on a
Finally.
second.
Finally.
Hold on a second.
Finally.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Finally.
Hold on. This is scandalous in 790 circles. This is
something that me and Joy Taylor and Amber Wilson have spoken among us many a times.
Wow.
This show, I wasn't going to bring it up. You brought it up, though. So now we've opened Pandora's box. Everybody knows that. You stole Humiliation Pool. I did Humiliation Pool. You put another name on it, Grid of Death.
Cooler name.
You stole Humiliation Pool from my show. We had the Wheel of Humiliation. You have your Grid of Death. These are the same thing. You stole it.
I believe it. I believe it was the 20th century poet Sean Carter who said, "You made it a hot line. I made it a hot song." I think he thinks that it was a nice idea, but it was very primitive. We took it. We polished it up. We gave it bells and whistles.
Finally.
We made it into a monster.
Finally, the truth comes out.
So I'm glad I finally get to address this because he deserves this honor. He's a legend in the sports radio industry, and him, Amber, and Joy did an amazing show for a long time here. This was a flat-out thing that was stolen by none other than me personally. Just stolen.
This is a hell of an admission.
It wasn't anybody else. I did not ask them.
Wow.
They were doing something. They were spinning a wheel or doing something. I'm like, wow, that's a great idea.
Yep.
Those people are actually
It's called the Wheel of Humiliation.
suffering the consequences of what they're doing.
Yep.
And I'm like, all right, let's grab that. Stolen.
What were some of the humiliations they had on this?
Better
week?
ones than we do. You guys won't do any of them. Thousands of times, people who were interested in entertaining the audience with actually having consequences, their punishments were thousands of times better than yours.
Zaslow, tell me some of your punishments that you guys had.
I mean, one of them where we get shot up with the paint guns, paintball. That was tough. That was tough. Another one, Joy Taylor, she had to wash our cars while dressed a specific way. And
good times.
Another
Yeah,
one.
well, so much
I'm
better.
glad we got
Yeah.
here.
Good
Long time ago.
This is
Good
great.
time.
A
See?
long time ago.
I mean, I think anyone would wear a bathing suit outside.
Okay, that wasn't probably what was
It was a
happening
tuxedo.
there.
Brett Romberg had to dress up. He had to wear a dress and go shopping at Publix one time.
Okay, also
somehow more
also
So funny.
Wow, Dan.
You know what?
Really good job, Dan.
Wait a
Glad we
minute.
got
here.
Wait, so we did polish it up.
Bells and whistles.
Okay, so the idea, as you mentioned earlier, and saved by retrospect. Oh, that was primitive. Okay, let's do that better than that.
How about one time you had to give foot massages to everyone else on the show? That's humiliating.
Okay, all of these
HR.
things. All of these things are, as I remember, they were more creative liabilities. As I remember, they were consequences that were worse than those. we still haven't found consequences to what it is that we're doing here today. And while the magic creative content moved me off the subject matter, I would like to know in a break or somewhere else, I want to know how it is before the end of the show today. I get the payoff of Zaslow is playing for everything tonight.
I had to get our backs waxed one time.
I don't care how we arrive at it. I will not leave today without knowing that Zaslow is – let's make the stakes, the next Heat game, and the consequences are going to feel huge. It's not going to be about just money, but it's going to be a big moneyed consequence. We all understand this, yes? That what we're doing here.
I think we have the consequences. They're right here on the board.
All or nothing, Dano. Pearl Jam tickets both nights, plus paid work if they win. If they lose, no Pearl Jam tickets, indentured servitude, unhappy wife, kids hate you.
Had to eat a gas station hot dog one time.
Oh, no.
Delightful.
Which gas station?
Thanks for the invite.
I think there are good gas station hot dogs. I think
7-Eleven, yeah.
I think you guys are now amateurs on what it is that convenience stores can make.
Those Quick Trips? I had a whole meal out of Quick Trip.
Well, 2 taquitos for $3 all day.
That Thirst Buster?
Oh, that was a punishment I had to do, the taquitos.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Pablo had to eat pickled pig's feet. That seems disgusting.
Lucy had to dress up as Bobby Petrino.
The worst ever is Mike when he had to eat the tripe. That one was the worst
That's
ever.
terrible.
That one's the absolute
Billy
worst punishment.
Onion wasn't great.
One time I had to get smacked in the face with a fish.
A real one?
It was dead.
What kind?
Goldfish?
Sardine?
Trout.
Well,
Tuna?
Mike Trout.
There have been a couple of times around here that I have been truly disgusted. The Billy Gill onion story is crazy to me. I still don't understand it. Billy Gill, it's having to eat a whole onion was the bet. And he took a few bites, started throwing up, and then what happened?
He ate it like an apple. We're going to get the crunch, the famous crunch. It was just
We
as
wore-
bad as it sounds.
Ended up hospitalized.
Well, but
Kidney stones.
But those things, they can't be combined, can they?
I believe an onion will dehydrate you, and the dehydration will cause the kidney stone. That's not us getting like a fake sounder. That is Billy biting into an onion.
So that is Billy actively poisoning himself on the air if we had known that the onion was that dangerous.
To be fair, I could bring my dad in to have this challenge, and he will clean it up, man.
No way.
And ask for more. No. My dad has a snack. We'll just get some raw onions.
No.
Just raw onions
wait
and
a
start
minute.
popping them.
Hold on. I do not believe that there has been a character I don't believe there's been a character through human history, even in fiction, who has ever walked around eating an onion like an apple. Tell me that's existed. So you're telling me that 2 or 3 bites of onion are going to poison you, or they're going to dehydrate you so much that you're going to be hospitalized like Billy.
My father, as a snack, will take. Now he won't take it like an apple, but he'll chop it up. He'll squirt some lemon on it. He'll put some other spices and seasonings, and then he'll just start eating it. Like just go to town.
Okay.
And however many are on that plate, he's going to eat them all.
Okay, but but that's still not the same as eating it as an apple, is it? Tony, are you with me on this? Like eating an onion like an apple, I would assume that would make everyone listening to this wince.
It's insane behavior for sure. I think a weak man, that would happen to him. Like Billy's not like stomachally very well.
A weak man?
Yeah.
Look, Billy grew up.
Nobody gets dehydrated, goes to the hospital
was
off eating an
cutting.
onion. That's crazy.
Billy grew up with all the trappings of modern society,
right.
man. Air conditioning and running hot and cold water and cable TV, internet, all this stuff. My father grew up in a village.
What'd he have?
In Africa, man. Like the dude when he was like 18 went hitchhiking from Sudan to Europe with like $10
How
to his
far
name.
is that?
That is a long ass way. The dude had to cross over and take boats and then hitchhike, didn't speak the language. He told me like in Turkey, he would just go to the back of the restaurant and they would open up the vats of like whatever they're cooking like this. And he's like, this. Now my father, he would have loved the ability to speak every single language because then he wouldn't have to do all that.
We've been talking a lot about concert tickets. It's baseball season. I just bought myself, with the Game Time app, Marlins tickets. You get good deals. You download the Game Time app. You create an account. Use code Dan for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
I wanted to talk about Nico Harrison, and we'll get to that in a second because we've been a little late to this story. He is a fascinating figure. Somehow we haven't had one like this, really, a villainous executive character. He doesn't know what he's doing. Let's all laugh at him and then figure out how Dallas management explains worse and worse as they try to explain something that cannot be explained. Nico Harrison becomes a figure for a symbol, an avatar for management incompetence. There's the suit who takes the blame when he ruins everything, doesn't understand the emotion business, is an idiot, and coldly tries to explain it and can't because he doesn't understand. Luka and those people had a relationship that you have to respect that. Did you guys not see what happened to that Super League? Because Europe actually respects its things. That thing fell apart because you can't just come over here and buy everything, rich people. That's not how it works. Like, the Luka relationship's not supposed to be something with your Super Maxi, your Super Maxi Max, whatever. You're not supposed to be able to just come in and buy that relationship because you don't care for it. Like, it's why it was so confusing. So we'll get to that in a second. We got to get to Mad Dog as well because Zaz is telling me I got to play some Mad Dog sound.
Oh, man, it will not disappoint.
I have not heard, but I wanted to get a Means perspective on, as an executive and somebody from basketball specifically, watching Travis Hunter come over to football with what I'm assuming we're all going to believe is an empty threat, but it's just a wild thing to say. Entering the league, telling your future employer, a league that has proven to be fairly conservative in terms of giving people like you the power you presently want, which is to strut into the league as the Deion Sanders thing and say, hey, who do I work for here? I don't work for you. If you don't play me both positions, offense and defense, whether you think it's right or not with me as an asset, I'll quit on the spot. Now, it's I want to say it's an empty threat, but God, I hope it's not an empty threat.
If you don't allow me to work more than anyone else, game over. I quit.
That's my favorite part about all this is that, we're all pretending that these teams are going to say, no, you've got to pick one. And I'm just waiting for the team to draft him. Yeah, go ahead. And then, after a week of OTAs, he's like, Jesus Christ, this is a lot harder than I. Can I just pick one? No, you said you were going to quit. You got to do two. And then run him ragged all summer long. By the time we get to camp, he'll be begging to play one position, and it'll be special teams. He doesn't even want to do anything else. Wow.
What an interesting way to look at it, and probably doesn't really explain how we lovers of sport could explain to you, well, wait a minute. If he could do it in college, why couldn't he do it in the pros? And you're saying it'll run him too ragged because it'll be just way too much. All of it's too much, but he doesn't think it is.
Dan, this happens to us in the NBA all the time where their players were like, they don't run any plays for me, man. What's the play? Why'd you give me the ball? I'll do it. And finally the coaches will be like, you know what? All right, clear out for him. Give him the ball. And then force feed him for a quarter. And then when that player realizes, this is hard. Creating against a defense that's waiting for me and no one's helping me. And never mind. I get it. I like my role. It's a lot easier to just cut and make layups. Same thing here. You could talk about what you want. And trust me, when I hear language like that, I'll quit and all that. That doesn't sound like, to me, the player. That sounds like people around the play. Man, you know what you should do, man? You should tell them you quit if they don't let you. And all the people hyping him up. Yeah, it'll be so great for your brand, dude. If you play both, you'll be the first guy. I did do it in college. And then you find out, everyone here was elite in college. Everyone here is great at their job. And it's not just the physical demands, but, we'll talk to Hawk tomorrow and ask him about it. How much, I talked to Hawk about this last Friday. I said, how many meetings did you guys have? He said, we had a team meeting, and then we had the offense meeting, and then we had wide receivers meeting, and then we had the special teams meeting. Now, double all that for this kid. Forget about the physical part, Dan. All the homework, all the playbooks, all the video, all of that stuff. It's so much work. And then you realize, wait a second, I don't get to hang out with my girlfriend who wants to be a brand too and wants me to support her in the things she wants to do. I don't get to hang out with my friends. I'm basically all day long doing homework, and that, add on to that, the physical demands of, Jesus, I'm exhausted, I'm getting hit all the time. There's a reason why nobody does it. It's not because we're too conservative. It's because it's too much to ask of one person, but he'll find out the hard way.
You can't split yourself, right? And that's the thing. Like, if you're going to be a wide receiver, you need to be committed to being the best wide receiver you can be. If you're committed to being a cornerback, you have to be at the cornerbacks meeting and the DBs meeting and do all the things you got to do. Hawk said it the other day. You cannot split yourself and try to input all that information and then on top of that go out on the field and then practice on one side and then practice on the other. You're just running back and forth. You can't do it.
Isn't that why we don't see more Shohei Ohtani? Like, either you're a pitcher or you're a hitter. Like, you can't do both. You need to dedicate full time to
but
one.
the part that I simply don't understand in the examination of this is there would appear to be a disconnect between however it is that Travis Hunter thinks football playing is that would make him the best at all the things that he tries, and now in the Deion Sanders household, I don't know if any of you watch the Deion reality series, like what Deion has done to get to the top of a salary bigger than Bill Belichick's in college sports is he took an athlete, a couple of athletes so supreme, his son the lesser of them, and he built a college football team the hardest way. Through black colleges, when everyone told him you can't do it, he conquered college football, told Travis Hunter he was going to do it. Travis Hunter was the number one recruit in the land. Now Travis Hunter gets to the league, and you guys are saying the way you're analyzing this is because of what his path is with whatever the business of doing football with Deion Sanders was, because Deion Sanders thinks it's easy, and because for Travis Hunter it has been easy, Travis Hunter thinks that what the pros are is not something much harder than what he has already done, and he has the confidence that whatever we imagine just studied to be. These guys, hey, they're all at military schools. They're going 40 hours a day. They're in both playbooks. You got to know the next opponent. You got to know both sides. No human being can do it. Deion did it. Deion did do it. But you cannot do it. You will not do it. You will not work harder. You will fail in 3 weeks. Why would you know that? And he doesn't. Does he have a 12-year-old understanding of what professional football is?
When you say Deion did it, Deion did to sports, right? Which I would argue probably is easier because at least there are different seasons and you can kind of zero in. When I'm playing baseball, I'm in baseball mode. When I'm playing football, I'm in football mode, right? Versus when I'm playing wide receiver versus DB, which changes from possession to possession, and the need to be great at that. The other thing also is how many plays do they have in baseball? Let's be real. How much homework are you doing in baseball as far as like learning play? Like maybe pitch.
You're studying a pitcher's like what he throws on first pitches and second pitches.
Scouting reports, yeah.
Yeah, but like we're not talking. It's not football level.
There's a lot of film watching of yourself to improve at your own individual level, and before a specific matchup against a pitcher, you're watching and seeing what their sequencing is. But because they play every day, it's not the same amount of film work as it would be in something like the NFL. But to your point about playing two different sports being something that's beneficial, you could actually argue Shohei Ohtani is essentially doing that. Hitting a baseball and playing a position as a hitter is a completely different thing from being a pitcher, where Travis Hunter having to play on both sides of the ball in football in that individual game with the type of effort that requires, it is a more strenuous thing.
There's another part of this that we kind of been glossing over, and it's my fault because I said forget about the physical, but also they don't hit you in baseball. They hit you. Every possession in football, you're getting hit. Okay, get it. You get hit by a ball every once in a while, right? How often do guys get hit by a ball, Roy, in a game? On average?
Seldomly, not on purpose, often. But sometimes they lose control.
Somebody who gets hit by a pitch a lot will get hit 12 times a season.
The answer is not often.
Right, 12 times a season. A season, right? How many times you getting physically hit in a football game if you're out there? Well, maybe 12 times in the first half, right? So in the first quarter, like
forgive me for this. Can you guys please look up for me who led? Because Craig Biggio would like to have a word. Getting hit with a baseball seems horrific. Horrific getting hit by a baseball.
You know what's more horrific?
And so when you guys say, 12 times a year, oh my God, no. No, please. No foul tips, none of that stuff. That ball moves fast and it's very hard. But go look up some numbers on Don Baylor. I go look up some numbers on hit by pitch. Don't tell me that's not physical. I'd be terrified to stand in and try and see somebody throw 100 miles an hour at me.
Dan, let me ask you a question. Would you rather get hit by a pitch by Shohei Ohtani, or would you rather get hit by Miles Turner?
Myles Garrett.
Miles Garrett. Miles Turner is also, I wouldn't want to get hit
I don't want to get hit by him either. But
No, but he's having trouble going between the sports. He's trying to dance between basketball, football,
Got
and
stuck with the
baseball,
miles. That's
and
what it was. It was a mile.
can be tough.
Northeast
It can be
Ohio.
tough. It's a good question, though. I mean, the physical nature of what it is that we're talking about, though. I'm actually interested in the mechanics of Travis Hunter's mind here, because it strikes me that he's so confident, so arrogant, with arrogance that's earned. Right? We can't say it's not earned. Like, him and Dion, and they just conquered college football for all the money and got Dion a bigger contract than Belichick's. Like, they won the biggest bet the biggest way.
Dan, they were 13-12.
Yeah, I don't know
over
if
the last
that's
2 years. Like what they conquered. Okay, they got paid. All right, a lot of people got paid.
Colorado was terrible, though. They were terrible. They were a
13 and 12
terrible
over
franchise.
2 years.
I don't think they won a bowl game either.
Wait a minute, guys. So they were the worst program, and then he made them matter, which is all that matters. Like, okay, yeah, and they weren't that good, and they've got 2 top picks, but Travis Hunter believes he built all that. Can he not take credit for saying, yes, I was the best?
Sure.
And when he says, I can do both, why is his understanding so limited that we can see, Travis, this is way too hard. You're not going to want to do it in 9 days. You're not going to have a life. It's not possible to do full time on both sides.
Dan, I'll give you a great example as far as the difference between the pros and college. Like, because you can do things in college. We had a saying when I worked in the league, which is everyone's got a scrapbook. Like, I was, yeah. Look around. Everyone here was all-time leading scorer, all-time something, right? The other night, I'm in Golden State in San Francisco watching Warriors versus Grizzlies. And
That was a good game.
It was a good game.
So
Zach
good.
Edey gets a one-on-one in the block against Quentin Post, a name no one had heard of 6 months ago. And he couldn't even take advantage of that. And I turned to the guy next to me and I said, a year ago, this guy was the player of the year in college basketball. And they were saying, I can't believe he's not in the conversation for number one. And all of us who are in the pro level are like, yeah, because this ain't like that over there. It's a different ball game when you get to the pros. And that's what we're talking about here. Travis Hunter did help make Colorado from a laughingstock to a mediocre team, right? He did win Heisman, right? He did play both sides. He was excellent, and he is an excellent prospect. And should he choose to be one or the other, either way, I think he's going to be great at the next level. But there is a cap to how great you can be, and that cap is I play against everybody who was great. Everyone out there is great. And so I go back to my question. Would you rather get hit by a pitch by Shohei Ohtani, or would you rather get hit by Myles Garrett? And by the way, hit by a pitch by Shohei Ohtani, that might happen maximum. Shohei just doesn't like your ass twice in a game. Twice in a game, that's the maximum. Myles Garrett can do that shit all day long.
Why doesn't Shohei Ohtani like my ass?
All right, I
'Cause
got
you
some.
took it.
I got some numbers on hip hop pitchers. The current active leader is Starling Marte with 161 so far in his career. Single season record, Huey Jennings back in 1896.
I was going to say that.
The modern is
How much did Huey Jennings have?
Huey Jennings had 51.
51.
In one season.
Love a good like do when you're like scanning your eyes on a website.
Yeah,
Little filler noise.
When
Ron
the whole
Hunt.
when the whole show is resting on your neck,
like this helmet.
Big fat white face,
and,
fat white
and
face.
you've got a chin strap on, and you ran in here and you're like Dan, we're late on Mad Dog and Victory Lap and Weekend Obs and Game Time this segment.
Yeah, Ron Hunt, the modern leader with 50 in 1971. Career leader is Huey Jennings.
Yep.
A chin strap on.
287. Craig Biggio with 285.
Anthony Rizzo, the all-time leader for left-handed hitters.
So, Jeremy, pitch clock is around the corner here, and I'm looking forward. I decided yesterday after that time with Kirkshin that I'm going to do that. What I would like to do here is with Zaslow tomorrow night, I want to have all the stakes around Zaslow watching this game for all the stakes.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're going to figure it out. Right. I look, as content, it has not worked. But we're going to figure out an all-or-nothing consequence, too. Zaslow will either work here for free during the hockey playoffs or he will not get any of these tickets. However it is, we're reverse engineering it because I'm telling you he will not have these tickets if he does not win whatever this bet is.
All right, so tomorrow night, Tony, You got the board there. You got the dry erase board.
I'm looking at it.
Can you give it to me again?
I want Joe. So this is what I'm telling you, Tony. This must happen. Okay, there has to be a game tomorrow night that our fan base cares about enough to watch a Heat game when they are sick of our show caring about the Heat. This is where the last embers of all the Heat goes to die. Zaslow says, no, it's not. It's a freight train. Jeremy says, I'm willing to believe. Andrew Wiggins, Greg Cody is seconds away, now no longer with a flap over his belly button from saying, Andrew Wiggins, a home run for Jimmy Butler. And then they'll lose to Cleveland in 4 games. But if they beat Atlanta. But if we're going to believe in something, I'm going to make you guys bet for it in a way that will make Zaslow work for free, or not at all around here during the hockey playoffs, and will have consequences, or he'll have the night of his life and 3 great fun months.
Nights.
Correct.
I think the caveat here and the grab for content is doing a live stream with Zaslow on our YouTube channel, where all of a sudden it's Zaslow at the Zaslow Mansion, of course, ready to watch the game.
Why not here?
Or here. I mean, it depends. I didn't want to take him all the way from the Zaslow Mansion back down.
No,
I have a car.
Cooper City Rattlesnake.
No, look. Where's that? Look, when is this game?
Tomorrow.
Okay. How do we get Zaz to sit in this studio for however long it has to be for the night of his life? What you guys are not understanding is that if we put these actual stakes on it, this is going to be the biggest game of Zaslow's life.
It really will be, and I was at all the games in the NBA Finals.
Like, to have him be able to sit in the middle of huge stakes. Can we get this picture, please, of Zaslow? Who betrayed you?
Sedano, like a rat. What a weasel move by Sedano. After Game 5 in the 2012 Eastern Conference Finals, the Heat went down 3-2.
Brutal game, by the way.
Terrible loss at home. I was never more down until, of course, in 2023, Derek White Game 6. That right there was the lowest point, maybe, of my life. But at the time in 2012, I was despondent after the Heat lost that game because, of course, you know, the blueprint's on the line, and we're about to go, that's not the picture right there. I mean, that's mean, okay?
Yeah, that's not the
I'm
picture.
not the kid from, what is that? Is that...
King of the Hill.
No. That's not me, all right? No one would ever say that that's me. But Sedano, he snapped a picture of me after the game where I'm sitting underneath the bowels in like a media room.
We will find that picture, and we've shown it before.
It's a dirty move.
It was a betrayal. Look, there have been a couple betrayals today, all right? Zaslow just found out for the first time that we stole his bit.
Yeah.
And
finally.
And we don't execute it well, and nobody does their punishments, and now the...
Hey.
I had to do a gymnastics floor routine in a leotard.
That's good.
The breaking news. It never stops. Adam Schefter tweets.
That was no enthusiasm there. What happened?
That
was so boring.
DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Yeah.
We are back.
What just happened to him?
This is actually not the happiest story ever. That's why I was getting
is it
into
your
news
heavy?
breaking.
Okay, is it your heavy tongue? Is it that?
I was getting into serious journalists.
Mark Schottenheimer?
No one died.
Yeah.
Because you're going to hear the name
Thank
and
God.
think, maybe.
No.
Lee Corso, the legendary ESPN broadcaster,
Come on.
will make his final headgear pick on College Game Day
All
on
right.
Saturday, Week 1, August 30th.
All right.
So
All right.
we're not going to get the full season of a goodbye, but Week 1 we will say goodbye to Lee Corso. That's
All right.
pretty exciting because he's had I think I'm happy for him. I've been stressed out the last few years watching him on television, so I'm happy now that we can celebrate him and send him off. And hopefully he'll still be around. I just they need to keep the visual of him around, even if he's not on air as much.
Chris, would you rather be able to talk to Lee Corso or a Kane Corso?
I gotta be honest with you guys. It is for people who say that corporations do not care and that corporations can be cold. The way ESPN and Disney has handled with grace, with great grace, the aging of Dick Vitale and Lee Corso, who were never mascots and were great and are great for the brand. Seeing them get old on television and fight back from illness for that particular show, popular show, to change all around him quickly and protect him with love on television as the internet was mean to Grandpa's slurring. And man, oh man, what great care to be able to allow Lee Corso, because nobody wants to take the car keys away, right? I can't get my dad to stop driving. I'm like, Dad, don't go anywhere anymore. You're 80 years old. Stop driving anywhere. He wants to keep working.
Mike has wrote on Twitter, could this be in Miami? Because doesn't Florida, Miami play week 1?
I think it's going to be in Columbus. I think it's going to be Texas,
inside
Ohio
info.
State.
Nice.
That makes a lot more sense than Florida, Miami.
What inside info? As ESPN radio insider Jonathan Zaslow reports, Chris, is that what did you just defer to Zaslow because Zaslow works for ESPN?
Well, I travel for college football season.
But you don't own a coat and you've never been anywhere in the world.
I may have to do a little shopping this
Okay, no, wait a minute. You're not ready to be a star of any sort.
Oh,
Look at
come
that.
on.
Look what becomes a star.
Come
Look at what
on.
becomes a star at ESPN right here.
Come on.
A total homer betrayed by Sedano.
Weasel move by Sedano.
Okay, so when was this? This is the blueprint on the line game.
Yep, right
so,
before,
so,
yeah.
So listen to me. Do you understand the stakes of Pearl Jam tomorrow night? This night, Zazo, you'll be watching the face of the Miami Heat. Like, do you not understand the moment we have as art? Jonathan Zaslow would say to you, Mike Ryan says, I invented Heat Twitter. Zaslow would like a word.
That is a claim.
Zaslow would like a word. Zaslow would tell you he invented Heat Twitter as much as Mike Ryan invented Heat Twitter. Like, I don't think Zaslow would make such a bold claim, but he wouldn't say that Mike Ryan is more entitled to it than he is.
I mean, look, I was doing the Heat fan thing when no one was. It was all Dolphins down here. All right, everyone on the air loves the Dolphins or played for the Dolphins. I'm like, yo, step aside, Miami Heat. That's where it's at. And then they traded for Shaq, and away we go.
I mean, I want to do weekend observations with you. Can you do them for us instead of Stugotz? I don't know where Stugotz was this week. Did he forget to do the weekend observations?
Well, someone forgot to tell me, but I think I can come up with some off the top of my head real quick.
Okay.
I mean, Kevin Garnett had like 26 points that night. Oh, my God.
He was a dog.
Haunted me in my sleep.
It is time for him to share his game notes.
Wow.
No one in the media will tell you what happened better than my boy.
Weekend observations.
Hold on a second. I mean, this is going to be hard to do with the buttons and whatnot.
Weekend observations. I've never done this before, so that's my fault. And it's brought to you by Miller Lite. Dan, after a season in which everyone criticized it for having too many threes and too many missed games by stars, the NBA postseason is back. 20,000 seats. Same color t-shirt draped over each one. And a generic team slogan on it. Like, it's our time, or we bleed, insert color here. Postseason basketball. Goosies. What happened there? Honestly, enough with the complaining about three-pointers. From downtown. Behind the arc. Bang. Jimmy Butler. 38 points. 7 boards. 6 dimes. Playoff Jimmy. I miss him. Mikal Bridges, starting and fouling 6 seconds into a game to leave and preserve his games played streak. Asterisk. The rare time people are complaining about Tibbs playing a starter. Too many minutes. Too few minutes. What happened there?
That is an asterisk, though.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, are you willing to put an asterisk on it?
I'm willing to put an asterisk on this performance by me. In my personal record book, you should have to play a quarter. AminAlHassanBook.com. Coming soon. Anthony Davis was a perfect 5-0 against Domantas Sabonis this year. You know what that means? He's got his number. As long as the Clippers are playing basketball, Nick Batum will be sniffing around.
Still in the league?
Thunder.
He's a Clipper.
How is that possible?
Thunder. Do it in the playoffs. Klay Thompson. Turning back the clock. You know what the T in Thompson stands for?
Turning back the clock.
Yeah, good job, Dano. I'm not saying it'll happen, but just for a moment, can we all close our eyes and imagine the victory lap Nico Harrison would take if the Mavs win the championship?
Oh, can we do victory lap? Don't we have to do victory lap?
We'll do it later.
A little bit later.
Well, but you just mentioned a victory
I know.
lap. Nico Harrison.
It's my bad.
Nico's not here, so.
Hey, Mark Cuban, if you didn't want the Mavericks to trade Luka, maybe you shouldn't have sold the team. I mean, how about that?
Boom.
The guy sells the team, and then he's always like, oh, I wouldn't have done it that way.
Yeah, it's not my fault. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you sold the team. Keep the team.
Sold the team to people who don't care about basketball.
That's right. Like, that's it. Whose fault would it be?
It's Mark Cuban's fault. Steph Curry was having a rough shooting night until he wasn't.
Can I just go back for a second?
Sure.
Because I know we've talked a lot about Nico, and everyone is concerned with Nico. But does Mark Cuban went to Shark Tank, has made great wealth. Is there any kind of prison for him in caring about that team as much as he does, having all the wealth in the world that you can have and got out at the right time and everything else? But also, oh my God, at the end, something I actually care, they sucked the soul right out of it in a way that actually hurt the billionaire.
Got 3 more pages of this, Dano.
Oh, no.
Got to get to it. Santino's waiting. Steph Curry was having a rough shooting night until he wasn't. Greatest shooter ever. Someone please tell Buddy Hield. No player in the history of the NBA has benefited more from having one teammate more than Draymond Green did with Steph Curry. Without Steph Curry, Draymond Green is Luke Gotti.
Hold on a second.
I didn't write this.
Hold on. Can I?
Draymond, I didn't write this.
Hold on. I need to stop everything here because the train has gotten away from Roy Bellamy. I can no longer put Amin El-Hassan in the position that he is presently in, where Andrew Santino is staring at him. Amin knows it. A professional comedian is here, and Amin is workshopping some of Stugotz's work for the first time. I will not do that to Amin as a performer. Allow our sloppiness to be something that makes Amin be out here feeling like he's performing comedy one-liners for Andrew Santino.
Got to bomb, Dan. That's part of the job.
That is true.
Got to learn how to bomb. All right. Trae Young and the Hawks steamrolled by the Magic, bringing us one step closer to the inevitable Cavs versus Hawks NBA TV series. People in sports and entertainment that connote getting steamrolled. OLI, Press Taylor, Bam Adebayo. Number 5, David Blatt. Number 4, Smush Parker. Number 3, Rascal Flatts. Number 2, David Ferrer, the bulldozer. And at number 1, the 1970s Denver Broncos, Orange Crush. Don't look now, but here come the Reds. Speaking of Bam Adebayo, the Miami Heat just beat the Chicago Bulls in the play-in for the 3rd straight year. 3-peat. Bulls, you think the play-in is your ally. You merely adopted the play-in. The Heat were molded in it.
That's right.
You know what happened to the Bulls? Lights got too bright.
Oh.
Heat fans celebrating a play-in win like an NBA title. This used to be a proud franchise.
How dare you?
That's
PJ
today. Yes, today.
Tucker. Nick. That's all I got. Really? Dan, you know what the L in light, the beam, stands for?
I do
Losers.
not. Okay, there we go. There we go.
DeMar DeRozan. Zach LaVine. Welcome to Chicago West. Sounds like a show I could stream on Peacock. Like the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz. There you go. Time to wink right. Death, taxes, and Jimmy Goldstein courtside at NBA playoff games. Goldie. Colorado football announced that they will retire Shedeur Sanders' jersey. You know what they say, Dano? Anytime you lead a team to a 13-12 record and win 0 bowl games, they have to retire your jersey, especially if your dad is the head coach. Nepotism. I love it. Why don't we retire Shiloh's jersey, too? Shedeur's not even in the top 5 Colorado football players of the last 40 years. Whoa. Top 5 Colorado football players of the last 40 years.
There aren't going to be more.
Nice.
They're not going to be 5 better than him.
OLI. Nate Solder, Mike Pritchard, Daniel Graham, Charles Johnson, Eric Bieniemy, Michael Westbrook, and the entire offensive line from their 1990 national championship team. Number 5, Cordell Stewart. Number 4, Travis Hunter. Number 3, Alfred Williams. Number 2, Darian Hagan. Number 1, Rashawn Salam.
I don't agree. That's a bad list.
Didn't write it.
Bad
Doesn't
list.
matter. Move on.
No, it's not. No, I'm not going to move on. That's cheating. The last 3 were not good enough. They're not. None of them are better than Travis Hunter.
Rashawn Salam?
None of them are better than Travis Hunter.
Okay, whatever. NOS, Gauntlet. If you tell your friends you're going to a bar and they don't tell you that it's trivia night at that bar, are they really your friends? Seriously. Anybody, give me a heads up. Jesse, Fuentes, anybody, Ethan, someone let me know it's trivia night. Warriors and Rockets in the first round. Draymond Green, Dylan Brooks, collision course. Oh my God. What are the odds both of those guys make it through the series without being suspended?
0.
Mike Budenholzer told Bradley Beal he should play more like Drew Holiday.
That's right.
Hey, Mike Budenholzer, you should coach more like Steve Kerr. Mike Budenholzer, nickname is Bud. Shouldn't his nickname be Bood? Mike Budenholzer signed a 5-year, $50 million deal, then was fired after a single year, meaning he makes another $40 million for doing absolutely nothing for the next 4 years. Mike Budenholzer, the Stugotz is strong in you. Kevin Durant, coach killer. You know what the K in KD stands for, Dan?
No,
Coach killer.
that's not.
I didn't.
Yeah, that's
I didn't write
okay.
that one
I
either,
understand.
KD. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know why
It's
you're
just a
doing
joke. I
them.
didn't
I'm
write
sorry you have to do them in front of Santino.
I wrote it.
It's vulnerable.
That's
I'm
terrible.
sorry.
And that's why he's not coming to the Heat. Speaking of KD, Katy Perry, going to space, just to announce your set list as a publicity stunt to sell more tickets for your tour. The Stugotz is strong in you. Josh Giddey looks like the lead singer of a band that Roy has never heard of. Once you lose Dirk's support, it's over for you in Dallas. Rock bottom. Hey, baseball. Hope you enjoyed a nice couple of weeks with your torpedo bats. We got it from here. Cassidy Hubbard received a beautiful tribute at the end of Heat Bulls. Her final game as she's leaving ESPN for Amazon after 15 years. So from the bottom of our hearts, here at Meadowlark Media, congratulations on the amazing run. Tony Collins, can't wait to see your work at Amazon. Hell of a run. Speaking of hell, Art Briles. And those are the week-long observations.
Andrew, good seeing you. I am so glad you are not a Hollywood diva. I have seen you watching poor Amin El-Hassan sweat in front of you because I feel so bad for Amin there. I mean, please, like nobody saw what you were going through there where the show careened into you. Everything that got to you was not working right because Bellamy is wearing the outfit that can't allow him to do these things correctly. And so what we're left with is you naked in front of Andrew Santino performing a comedy bit that has gone south.
Dan, it's not just that. In front of any comedian, it would have been bad. But I'm such a huge fan of Andrew Santino and the Bad Friends podcast. Like, if it was anyone else, if it was Carlos Mencia, I'd be like, I'll take that L.
It's just brutal. But what we just did to you is cruel. And I'm guessing that he would say, yeah, comedians kind of have to suffer on. It's going to be not funny in public, and it's going to hurt. So, Andrew, welcome. I'm sorry that you had to witness all that.
That's okay. I love to watch people bomb. That's one of my favorite things to do is see other people just really tank it. The list was great. It just went on for about, 7 minutes too long, but it was good. Condense it next time, just a little bit. But trim the fat.
Yes, at any point, I was yelling at my thick-tongued producer to do that during that segment, but he was too busy telling me the hockey and basketball playoffs start, and he doesn't have time for this show. You understand?
Also, the Panthers outfit. Is this punishment? What is this? What is that?
You are exactly right. This is punishment. I have all the gear. Every last one of these pads and the jersey and everything. I'm wearing it right now because of a punishment.
Show him the skates.
I got skates as well.
And he's saying it's hard to
look
do
at
his job that way of executive producer because it is a physical punishment. Comedy. That's right, comedy.
Roy.
Yes, sir.
Roy, given what's going on right now, both culturally and economically, and don't you think you have a case here to be made for employee abuse? And
I mean, I would if we had an HR here.
Wah.
Roy.
You wanted
Roy.
Wah.
His
name is Wah.
Wah, let me represent you, please. I'll be your counsel.
I hope you're pro
I'll help
bono.
you out, man.
Yeah, pro bono.
Hey, don't talk like that, man. This is a family show.
Okay.
Andrew, thank you for joining us. You have rocketed. It's fun to see because you're doing it with your best friend and you're just laughing all day, every day. And now you've got a new podcast, and I'm pretty sure it's a scam from what I can see. I think you're just want to golf a lot, and so somebody's going to pay. Somebody's going to pay for it.
I'm living the dream.
So somebody's
I'm living the dream.
All right, so so explain it to me, please, because this is cheating here. So you're just going to feed your golfing addiction.
Yeah, well, look, I went on tour for 2 years with Bobby Lee, so I had to stare at Bobby Lee in his underwear for 2 years on a tour bus. So I think I'm owed a little bit from the universe for giving this love of comedy around the world. And so after 2 years of touring, and I shot my special that's going to come out on Hulu in September with Peyton Manning's company, Omaha Productions. Shout out to them. I wanted to take some time, and I had pitched this golf show. I said, I want to do this one whole walk and talk with celebrities, athletes, golfers called No Bad Lies. And I give them deliberately bad lies. And all the while they tell me a time where life gave them a bad lie and how they recovered. It was praised by many people in the business. They thought, oh, that's a great idea. And I said, I'm going to do it. So the first 2 episodes are out right now with Cam Smith and John Rahm. I'll give you a couple sneaky names that are going to be on the show. Charlie Day, Michelle Wie, Michael Phelps. We've got a host of people, not just, golfers, but also athletes and celebrities, and a few sneaky ones that are pretty impressive that I will say will come out later in the season. But yes, it's a way for me to play golf. So what, Dan?
Oh no, I actually think now hearing you talk about it, you've changed my mind by the way that you talk about it, because I'm assuming that one of the things you're trying to do in the comedy space is show a vulnerable thing to people while also golfing. Like for you as a comedian to be able to talk to athletes or whomever about like, hey, can we talk about our feelings here for real? Like it seems like that's something that you would do because you're interested in making good content. You're not going to just fart around out there and golf.
No, we are the depth of the show is that I like this philosophical, tie-in of golf is like life, that it's going to give you a lot of bad lies. A lot of people go through, a divorce, a loss, tragic things happen in our lives, or just small hiccups. They don't have to be traumatic, but just like in golf, you have to find a way to recover. And I like this philosophy. I like this, it's not that comedic sometimes, but I like that world of how do you recover in life? We're all put in bad situations, and how do you get out of it? We've had some funny stories. We've had some heartfelt stories. I'm excited for people to see the rest of the season. It gets really good, and it's funny. All the while I'm goofing and taking shots at myself, and it's also nice to see me take shots at, professional golfers who have to be kind of tied up all the time.
Can you tell me why it is that you disappeared? I was very disappointed in you, and I am happy for you and your success, but I thought we had a deal for you to be like a Chiefs correspondent during the run, because you're friends with Kelsey and you're friends with Mahomes, and you talk trash to your fan base by saying I'm allowed to be friends with the Chiefs, but something got lost along the way, and then you disappeared. Was it the loss?
I went on tour.
Was it the loss?
No, it wasn't the loss. No, I just been on tour for so long. I'm trying to make money. I'm not like you. I don't have a big fancy studio with 19 employees that you can yell at and lash out whenever things aren't going your way. And whenever a bid isn't going right, I hear you in the headphones just ruining these people's egos. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, look what you did to Wah. You think Wah's going to go home tonight and feel good about this? He's going to sit in his kitchen and eat cold soup like he does at night. And this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt, Wah. Nod your head if this is hurting.
Yes,
this hurts, Wah. He can't even nod his head because of this neck brace you've got him in, both physically and metaphorically. Wah, if you need help getting out of there, can you close your fist? Can you close your fist like this? Put your thumb in your fist. Yeah, do it with the glove. Thank you, Wah. Very good.
Yeah.
You know what, Dan? I get it. He does take direction well. I do. I see what you're doing with him. This makes sense. Yeah. Fantastic.
You calling him Wah. Are you a hockey fan? Are you in any way a hockey fan? Like, what are your sports allegiances? How do they work?
Look, I like hockey. I would never claim to know a lot about it. Is the reference to I mean, I know Patrick Wah.
That's
I know that.
yeah. Well, that's what we were doing,
time.
but that's why I was laughing so hard at you calling him Wah again every time, because his name is Roy.
Well, I have to. I play into the bit. You give me the bit, I'm going to play into it. No, I do like hockey. I mean, look, I'm supportive of the Blackhawks. The Kane and Taves era was great. I think Bedard is one of the greatest young players I've ever seen. I think he's been dealt kind of a little bit of a tough hand, to be honest with you. People have their opinions about his attitude, but I'm supportive of the Hawks, and I do like hockey, but basketball, baseball, and football are that's my trifecta. That's the upper echelon. By the way, speaking of which, I went to the Cubs game to watch them smack around the Dodgers 16-0. One of the greatest games I've ever seen live in my entire life. It was incredible. I mean, it was. I was laughing. I was just cracking up every time we were adding another
laughing
run.
At your Hollywood friends,
day.
like laughing. What is happening there? Why are you laughing?
It was just like at some point I wasn't even cheering. I was just cracking up at how embarrassing this was, that the returning World Series champs are getting smacked around by a hodgepodge of guys that they thought, couldn't put up a fight against them in the series here. It's early. I know it's early in the season, but still, it was wonderful to watch. Wonderful to watch live. Go Cubs, go.
Hey, Andrew, quick question for you. Our show tries to be a great yes and show. We're not. You are excellent at yes and. What are some tips you can give our poor show to get better at it?
Well, Jeremy Taché.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. That was impressive.
When you were in that 2-shot here with him, right when you said we're not that good at being a yes and show, he did this. What? That's like the number one rule you don't do. Jeremy, that's an opportunity for you to go. See, there you go. That's an opportunity for you to go, yes, we are bad, and I'll tell you why. And then you go into why you guys are so bad, why you don't deserve your job. That's where it gets funny. That's where it gets
I'll never
clever.
admit I'm wrong. No, absolutely not.
You'll never admit you're wrong?
No.
Oh
I've
my
learned
God.
at the teat of Mike Ryan.
Teach them, Andrew. Please teach them, please.
Let me interview Taché real fast. Taché, where are you from?
I'm from down here in South Florida.
Stuttered. He stuttered right away. He got nervous. He thought about it. He was going to say what local area he's actually from. Then he did this like broad regional encompassing South Florida. He didn't want me to take a shot at the neighborhood. Where is it? Where are you from, Taché?
I am from Weston, Florida, which is an upper middle class suburb of Fort Lauderdale.
There we are.
Wait a minute.
We like it.
Wait, are you a surgeon? Can you do that, please, to him with every question you ask?
Well, sure. So upper middle class from outside of Fort Lauderdale. And Dad did what for a living?
My father was a financial advisor. Thank you for asking.
You look like a kid of a financial advisor.
I know I
do. The way you hold yourself. The way you hold your shoulders looks like a kid whose dad, was earning really good coin. Was Mom stay at home, Taché?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, she stayed at home. This kid got, what's so funny about this guy? Turn around real fast. Look at this guy and stare at him this whole segment. Taché is the kind of guy whose mom had food ready when he got home with his friends after school. She cut the crust off all his sandwiches. Taché never had dirt on his shoes. He always walked in the middle of the road. And when anybody was doing something up to no good, he'd go, guys, I don't think that's a good idea. That's Taché.
Oh, that's the most accurate thing you could have said the whole time.
Still
does that.
He is.
I can feel this guy. I can feel this guy I can feel him through the computer. Taché, I can't wait to meet you when I come down there. I love you. I'm just having fun with you. But
I love you too. No, this is great.
Don't be soft. You don't love him.
Thank you, Andrew. You will once you meet me. You'll really love me. That's what happened here. Everyone, once they got to know me, they really fell in love.
I don't know about that.
Andrew, you saw through him, and yeah, I don't.
Where'd you go to college? How about that, Dan? Where'd he go to college, Taché?
Surprise here. Went to a state school, University of Central Florida.
Oh, I respect you a little bit more. I got to tell you, that grew on me just a little bit. I got a little bit of love for you there.
Thank
UCF is good. Good for you. Okay, we'll take that. And then can I guess out of 3? I'm going to give 3 guesses, and I'll be done. 3 cars that I think you might drive. Let me get the camera on Taché one more time.
Hold on. Right now, 3 cars you think he might drive.
Yeah, I want to get what I think he might drive in 3 guesses.
Do any of us know those so we can know the payoff? Do any of us know what he actually drives? Can someone write it down? Can someone give it to me? Like, what's the payoff here? Do any of us know what the car is?
We know that. We know. We're not going to say it out loud.
Okay.
Obviously, Andrew has to guess, but we know.
Okay, I'm going to guess. For fun, I'm going to say a Mini Cooper because you seem like that kind of guy, a little cutesy-pootsy, parking around a Mini Cooper.
Oh, man, I love
Well, it
the
seems
Mini
like
Cooper.
it's easy to parallel.
No,
I
don't drive it, but I love it.
Hold on. Don't say it. 3 guesses. Just Mini Cooper is number 1. Number 2, I would say it's something humble, something in the realm of like a Honda Accord, something reliable, humble, something in that regard, because that gets you to And then I would say
Closer.
you're. Well then, you know what you are, Teshe? You're in the Hyundai world. You're a Hyundai driver. You like Hyundai, and based on your look, I'm gonna guess it's that town in down South Arizona. You're a Tucson. You're a Tucson.
No way! Hyundai Tucson. You're right. Unbelievable. It even has a Schitt's Creek sticker on the back of it.
Oh my God. Dude,
You would have
this
gotten there
guy is
eventually,
unbelievable.
man. You would have gotten there eventually. You would have figured that out.
So you're
Oh my
saying,
God.
I love Taché. I'll see you when you're down in Miami?
I love Taché. I'll see you when you're down when I'm down in Miami. I really do. Bring Wah along for the ride as well.
All right, so Wah
Can't
will
wait.
have, Wah
Have a
will
really
have to,
fun time,
Wah
I
will have
promise.
to go dressed like this. Yes or
What?
no? Yes, no. He looked pretty good walking into the room. Can you do this with anyone else in the room? Surely, I don't know how you surgically did that to just Taché. I don't think you can do that to anyone else here. Could you?
I lost audio on you guys. I don't know what happened.
It's okay.
Oh, I got you then. Say that. Well, what's the redheaded gentleman's name with the Marlins hat on?
I'm Chris. How's it going, man?
I think he could do this with everybody in the room. I do believe so.
You're a hero
I do
of mine.
like Chris.
A ginger hero
Chris-
of mine.
Chris Cote, I like you a lot. I feel your vibe. Are you tall? I can't tell because you're sitting down. Are we
5'11".
anywhere between
5'11".
5'11"? Oh, he's doing that thing. Right. So he's 5'10". He's trying to sniff 6 feet. I know how that goes. He's trying to sniff 6 feet. These guys that are 5'10",
I thought
they always claim that.
I thought no one was 5'11", right? Everyone who's
No one is 5'11".
Everyone who's 5'11" is 6 feet, correct?
No, everyone who's 5'11" is actually 5'10", and every guy that says they're 6'1" is actually 6 feet. That's what it is. That's truly the way it breaks down.
Damn it.
And I got to tell you, Cote, I know you're 5'10", and can I just guess? Can I just guess for the sake of it? I'm not taking a shot at you. 2'6".
Wow, man.
A little lighter, actually. I think a little lighter.
Good for you.
But not by much.
216.
Oh, that's what you meant.
No, 216. No, not 216. You said 26, right? Did your audio break down? 26 is what you said.
I said 226. I said 226. How much do you weigh?
Oh, my bad. You're really close. I thought you said 260.
We all thought you said 260.
Yeah. I'm like
No,
230.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'm like 230.
235, 236. You mean?
This guy sees right through me.
You keep falling into his traps. He gets you into his web with just a question like he cares about you, and he toys with you because he doesn't care about you.
I care about you very much. And I will say something about this guy. He's married, and what I can feel about this guy is he's married to a woman who is, and a cliche, but so far out of his league, it's hilarious. I bet you when you guys meet her, everybody goes, "That's Cote's wife." Oh my God, that's what they all say behind his back when they have that second.
No,
beer
they
when
just
he
say
leaves.
it to me. Like, if they don't really,
Oh,
it's
they
not
do.
behind my back. Yeah. All the tweets,
Okay.
anytime my wife is shown on social media.
No, you also get the added bonus of, oh, look, she cares for a giant toddler.
That's right.
He takes care of you. All right, so I'm going to guess in 3 guesses what Cote drives. Okay. So my first genuine guess is a truck. My first guess is a truck because he looks like he might want to get in and out of a truck. Full size guy might want to get in and out of a truck, but it's not a truck. That's okay. That's fine. It's got to be something. It's got to be something standard. Then we're gonna go back to just a sedan, maybe a regular sedan, or a coupe, or a little coupe, a nice coupe. Are you a Japanese car guy? You know what? He's got to be like a either a Lexus or an Acura.
No. That's unbelievable, man.
Was someone's mic on?
This is ridiculous.
He can't do this.
That's
I
crazy.
drive-
That's crazy.
I drive an Acura
That's
MDX.
crazy.
How are
That's
you
ridiculous.
doing this?
You can go on the road. You can go
I
on
can
the
feel
road.
it.
He can go on the road as a magic act. He can be a traveling salesman for golf and like a carnival act. Could you do it to a mean? Like, here's one of the things. Look, This dude is doing a lot of groundbreaking comedy, and he's worked with some really, really talented people. But the project he does with Bobby Lee, like about real friendship, they crash cultural stuff because they really love each other the way no one else in the sphere does, because he learned about working with Larry David and learned working with Lil Dicky. And so this thing that he does with Bobby Lee is wildly funny. And what are you guys laughing at?
Is Bobby's dad here? No, I love when he does Bobby's dad.
Bobby's dad's funny.
We're fans of the show.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, it's so Bobby's mom is my best impression, but Bobby's dad was a special man who would hit him with golf clubs. So that the irony of me doing a golf show is that Bobby's father would smack him around with golf clubs. That's his memory of golf. So I'm excited to get Bobby on the show, teach him how to golf, but I'm afraid he's going to have, these traumatic flashbacks and have PTSD from getting smashed with a 9-iron over the head in the morning.
It's actually ethically wrong what you're doing, that Bobby Lee would have that as his lifestyle, and it would turn, you making fun of his father would turn into you roaming the earth with celebrities, golfing with them.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I put up with him for a long time. You live on a tour bus with Bobby Lee for a good year, and then you tell me you're not owed a ticket into heaven, a seat in there, because after all I put up with for that entire time. But he's my best friend. I love him, and what we've created together has been incredible. And I'm so happy about it. We also have an animated show that we're doing together that we're creating based on our show. So we're making some moves outside of that show, and we just kind of want to keep growing the brand and having a good time. That's, at this point in my life and my career, I just want to have fun. We've worked hard. I just want to keep having fun now. I want to do what you guys are doing. I want to have a good time with my friends every day.
Oh, that's
and what? Yeah, and what?
Thank you.
Andrew, does Benny Blanco really take a boat to Europe, or is he just messing around?
No, he did for a long time. He was afraid to fly for a very long time. Now, I think now he does finally fly. But I'm sure, Selena's got him on some private jet. So I'm sure he's on her jet or whatever spaceship that everyone's using now, right? Are people getting into spaceships now? That's the new thing. All these celebrities I saw are getting into spaceships. Can't wait. Leave them up there. Next time they go up, just leave them up there.
Well,
Cut the thing and let it float.
What's going on? Did anyone make you mad? Did Katy Perry? Jessica was unreasonably mad at Katy Perry going up. You're just mad that they're wasting money?
No, I just think it's extremely out of touch. I think it's like I saw like Emily Ratajkowski had a post online that was like, you just don't like it that women and women of color are occupying these spaces where they're not usually seen. It's like, no, dude, the economy is upside down. People can't pay rent. Nobody gives a shit about celebrities, going to space. And it just doesn't make sense. This is such an out of touch moment in time when people are scared of what's happening economically. And then you're sending up famous people in hair and makeup to float around for a while. It just feels like where are you? Do you have any reasonable outlook on what's actually happening? But who cares? Leave them up there. If anybody wants to go to space, leave them up there. This is crazy enough. Down here is whenever somebody says, oh, you don't like fantasy movies or fantasy TV shows? No, Earth is nuts enough. You ever been to Detroit? It's crazy. You know what I mean? Go to Toledo. It's nuts. It's crazy enough.
Did you just apologize for cursing because you're rage-filled about what's happening in society today? How dare you?
I'm trying to stay clean. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be clean.
But how can you not be mad? I can laugh with you, but I can also point out, hey, out of touch guy, you're talking about celebrity feelings while golfing with them. Go help the homeless.
Hey, wait a minute. I do a lot for charity. I do a ton for charity, and I will tell you this: this fall, I'm going to be headlining a Special Olympics for charity softball event where we're using 16-inch, no glove, Chicago-style softballs, and you pay a little bit of money and you get to hit home runs off of your favorite comedians and celebrities. You get to come hit a couple of jacks out of the park on us, including and not limited to dunk tanks and all sorts of fun stuff. And you can embarrass your favorite comic, celebrity, whatever. So I'm always trying to do the right thing for community and others. I'm trying to uplift. I do my part. I'm not just sitting in space, Dan. I came on this show. This is a favor. You know what I mean? I'm doing this just for you, just to make you look good.
Just for me. It's not. Oh, I thought we were celebrating bad lies together.
You know, Andrew, speaking of charity, have you ever needed tickets to a really important show and you needed your friends to help you out in getting them?
Interesting. I've helped a lot of other people get tickets. I mean, I often will get a text message going, "Hey, hate to bug you, but Sebastian Maniscalco is going to be in town, and I'd really love to see him." And then I got to text Sebastian and go, "I'm sorry to do this. Is this okay?" I've helped other people get tickets very, very often. I don't know the last time I've had someone else get me tickets, but what's the nature of the beast of this?
Well, next week from tonight, and a week from this Saturday, Pearl Jam is here in Hollywood. Hard Rock Live. Very tough ticket. Some would say even more difficult than Taylor Swift, Andrew.
I don't know if some would say that. I think that's not even an argument. I think Taylor Swift is probably the most valued ticket in the world, in the box office would show that. Not going to say that I don't love a good Better Man Jam by Pearl Jam, but I will say, yeah, so good. Are you looking to go to this show? Do you want me to reach out to someone for you?
Wow. Okay.
No, wait a minute. How did this
Wow.
happen? It's
That
not-
blows up our plan.
Wait,
man.
Now we're cooking.
That's not an easy ticket, though. It's a 4,000 seat venue, so it's a small venue.
Yeah.
And you think you can just you think you live in such space rarefied air, out of touch with humanity,
Bourgeois.
that you can pick up or you can text someone and say, "Hey, tell Eddie I need tickets."
Not me personally. I'll have one of my assistants do it. Marco, Sheila, Gina, or Steve will do it. They're all here right now, and one of them will text Eddie personally for me. I don't need to do any of that kind of stuff.
So what is the best? So what is the best move if you were trying to impress somebody right now because you're hanging out with Mahomes and Kelsey, because life needs to be about fun and golfing? If you had to impress somebody right now with clout, how do you do it?
Oh my God. I don't need to impress anybody. I'm already married. It's over for me. So, I mean, who do I need to impress? My friends? I mean, I barely have them anymore. I'm trying to think of who I would need to impress. My father is the only guy we're always looking for approval from. And when I sung the 7th inning stretch at Wrigley last season was the moment for my dad. I will tell you, I will give you a little brag, a little tiny, beautiful brag. I went to the Masters for the first time in my life. It was amazing, and I was offered a chance to perhaps play Augusta, which was unbelievable. So, without getting into too much detail, because as you know, it's quite private and interesting, but I was given the opportunity to hopefully play as an invite.
So Stugotz around here has gotten on the course. It is celebrity elite. Stugotz is a famously bad liar around here. In honor of your podcast, No Bad Lies, we'd like to play a game with you. Would you be willing to entertain 4 lies from Stugotz? I believe him to be the greatest liar in sports media. Can we? Who would you guys nominate to Santino nationally in the time that we've been doing this, 20 years? Who is seen as the greatest liar in sports media? Stugotz has to be on the Mount Rushmore, correct?
If there's only one person on that Mount Rushmore, then yes.
It's just him, so there's no second person famously known as a liar in the sports media.
Does LeBron count? Because he does podcasts.
Okay, LeBron counts. Are you willing to play this game with us?
I am. I wonder. I every time I see that LeBron clip, I wonder if he ever read any of those books that they had him on camp.
He read the first page.
Reading. I was like, man, he's got to write up a book report. He read the first couple of pages. Yeah, that's right. I'm ready to play. Give me the lie. Let me see.
All right. So this is Stugotz. You tell us whether this is a good lie or a bad lie.
So today it was all over the place. I was in a service lane. I was in the 836 line all the way to the end and cut people off to get back onto 95. And I saved myself like 10 minutes, but a cop saw me, and he pulled me over, and he asked me, hey, how long ago did you know you needed to be in the lane you're in now because you just cut everyone off? You could have caused an accident. And I said, I got to be honest. I don't come down this way often. I live up in Parkland. I have a big meeting down in Miami. I said, this is the first time I've been down here in 6 months, and I probably won't come back down here for another 6 months. I had no idea, I told him. So these roads aren't familiar to me.
Um, he'd said none of that to the cop. The cop pulled him over and was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I'm so sorry, officer. I'm so sorry." Handed over his information, sat there quietly. Did not have any of that banter with the cop. No chance. Not even a little bit. We know the truth. The cop was like, "What did you think? What were you doing?" It's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm running late to this thing." He was really sweet and polite. He turned on his, like, how you talk to your grandma voice. He was not combative like that to the officer. I don't believe that for a heartbeat. No chance. Lie.
Okay, bad lie. The details, he couldn't fool you with the drowning of the details. He thinks he's fast with 6 months here and da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. And no?
Watch this. I'll do it right now. So yesterday when I was coming home from the airport, I actually got pulled over on the way home because I got in late last night from Vegas. My flight was delayed and I was rushing home because my wife has been sick for a couple of days straight. And I was coming home and I was flying down the side and I clipped like a car in my neighborhood. I clipped like part of the mirror. I went and I rang the doorbell of the person who was, in that house. They said, "That's not my car." And so then I wrote this long note about apologizing. I was rushing home and my wife is sick. And I wrote this really like detailed note about the whole thing and left them my phone number. And I got a text this morning. I'll show you guys. I got a text this morning saying, "Don't worry about it, big fan," because I had signed my name at the bottom. What do you think about that?
Okay, so it's Stugotz, LeBron, and Andrew Santino.
Total lie. None of that stuff happened. None of that stuff happened. That's easy to do. You just ramble and let your mind wander in these little, spots until you find it. That's not true. Stugotz, that was a lie. Lie.
Let's check the next one. Good lie or bad lie?
Certain days I whistle better than other days. Like if you catch me on the right day, I'll be able to whistle. I just can't whistle today.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I believe that. I'd love to hear him whistle in general, but I do believe that he can't. He's having a tough whistle day. So I guess he's having a tough whistle day. I don't know how privileged you have to be for whistling to be the hiccup of the day, where that's the only issue you have. Most people are going to their second job in the afternoon just to pay rent. This guy's having a tough whistle day. Good God.
You just described and complained about it. Yeah, hurt his lips from the cigarette.
He's not even here.
Tough whistle day.
He not only is he not here, Amin had to do the weekend observations with you a month ago because he's not here.
Poorly.
Let's get
you did good. You did good.
Let's get to another good lie or bad lie.
Cabin, attention. Do we have sound for this? Do we have it? Thank you. Listen.
Well done, Mike. That was very fast.
They have asked for volunteers to get off this plane because they have overbooked this plane and no one volunteered. So they went to the computers and I was one of the people selected to get off this plane. Unfortunately, I have bad news for everyone on this plane. My grandmother is on her last breath. She is on her deathbed, and I need to be there tomorrow. She means so much to me. She, along with my mom, because there was an unfortunate situation in my family where my dad left us at a very early age. So she helped raise me, and I need to have one final conversation with her. So if anyone, out of the kindness of their hearts, would volunteer to take whatever vouchers United is offering and just wait one more night, you'll be here one more night, and then you get on tomorrow's plane, it would mean the world to me. And by the way, I'll throw in some extras as well.
Nice.
I'll throw in a hat, maybe $100, and maybe a Dan Le Batard Show T-shirt.
A hat?
Yes.
I mean, if judging by what I think I know about this gentleman, his grandmother died 20 years ago. I mean, this is not even like a remotely believable lie. How old is this man? How old is he?
Now he's 50-something.
Yeah, 50. My grandmother's still alive, dude. His grandma died in 96.
Multiple times.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Look, all of our grandmothers have been dead multiple times, but you can't use it when you're in your 50s. That's way gone. You could have said, if he really wanted it believable, he should have said, my mom isn't doing well, my mother. You can't do grandmother when you're in your 50s. I believe that not at all. Stugotz, that's bad. And also, his name was selected. I don't believe that for a heartbeat. That it just so happens that his name was selected out of all these people. Where does he sit when he sits, Dan? Is this a first class guy?
Yes,
is he only in first class?
Yes, he's only in first class. Yes.
Again, another lie of privilege. They're not taking off the first class guy. They go for the easy shot. They go for the guy in 38C who's cramped between, someone eating an egg salad sandwich and a child that his diaper hasn't been changed in 3 days. That they go for that poor bastard, the guy that like would need to get to where he's going because he's got something important, not for old first class Stugotz. I believe it not at all. Another bad lie.
You seem to have some self-awareness. I'll let you go on this note. No bad lies. This man doesn't make bad things, so I'm eager to see what he produces with his friends because that's the way. That's the way to produce things. I admire your work for a lot of different reasons, but the thing that you're doing now, where you're holding back a little bit on your rage at the class injustice in this country while trying to make comedy in it and worried that the world burns because a lot of people don't have money and the billionaires are taking all the money. How do you navigate this particular labyrinth of, golf, money, business, fun, friends with celebrities, and the world's burning and Hollywood's burning, and it's kind of infuriating?
Yeah, it is. Oh, look, I mean, my approach to this whole thing was very obvious that I am a golf nut. I always have been. And part of this push is, I didn't grow up country club lifestyle. I had to learn golf on public courses like everybody else did. And then when I slowly got into the Hollywood world, I was able to play more exclusive courses that I never got a chance to when I was young. So I'm trying to bridge this gap between people that played golf their whole life and kind of were a little bit, more privileged to it, and the average golfer. I'm genuinely an average golfer. And so to me, I think I'm trying to bring these worlds together and show this lightheartedness and this other side of those that like golf and bridge this gap between people think it's just for the ultra rich or wealthy, which is not true. I mean, golf is more popular than ever for anybody. It's not a overwhelmingly expensive sport to play. You can play for quite cheap. Nowadays, you can get a cheap set of clubs and you can go play a knock-around public course. I would say more accessible than it's ever been. And I do think more people got into it because of the pandemic, and it created another sense of community and a way to get away with your friends, have a cocktail outside and goof off for a couple hours. Because as we get older, we lose all of our friendships, and it's nice to hold on to something. And this is a way I like to do it. So that's my push. That's my 2 cents. Ball market, check it, clean it, put it back, sink it.
But you're seething underneath it all. Secretly.
Yeah. Well, I'll say I'm upset with the way that the world feels right now. I think everyone is. I think everything feels a little heavy. I said that to a friend last night. Everything feels a little upside down. I'm hoping that we turn this thing around, meaning not we, but the government stops hemorrhaging and people can settle a little bit, so we feel like everything isn't going to collapse. But Hollywood is collapsing in front of my face. That's why I'm making my own stuff so much. That's why Bad Friends was created. That's why No Bad Lies was created. Because I was like, I want to make my own stuff. I don't want to wait for the gatekeepers who don't really want us anymore anyway to tell me what I can and can't do. I'd rather make stuff my own way with my team, my production, my people. And that way, we get to put out to the world something that we enjoy, that we love, to make people feel good in crappy times. You know what I mean? During when people are kind of unsure of the future,
Cool thing, sir. Thank you for your work. Appreciate you coming on with us. One more lie for you on the way out the door. Good lie or bad lie?
Dan, listen, coming from someone who was the BMOC, big man on campus, and I was.
That's so douche.
BMOC. I mean, I was big time on my university. Lacrosse was the only physical sport we had. I was an All-American. BMOC. Listen, I'd pay a lot of money to have it back.
Douche, that acronym.
What college did you go to again?
Clark University.
If I called their athletic department right now and said, can you tell us how to contact one of your more successful graduates, John Wiener?
Yeah.
They would have, oh, yes, well.
You mean the guy's jersey that's hanging in the rafters up there?
BMOC 92, of course.
Just refer to me as BMOC from now on.
Unbelievable.
Clark University? University. That's going to be my retort to that. Clark University? I mean, how many students go to Clark? I'm looking it up. 3,000. 3,000, I think, is what it says here, unless I'm correct. 4,000 now, approximately. Clark, 4,000. That was my high school. Easy to be the big man on campus when your college is the size of my high school. He was probably the only guy that was loud and annoying enough for everybody to know who he was. That's all that is. That's like me thinking I was funny when I was young. I was just stupid and annoying. Teachers were like, he's not funny. We're scared that he's slow. We're scared he's not going to have a future. So everyone laughs at him. They're not laughing with him. They're They're nervous. They're nervous he's not going to make it in the real world. I'm just lucky.
Congratulations. It worked out. It seems to have worked out for you, sir. Thank you for stopping
It did
by.
all right.
And
Thank you, guys.
When does the podcast, it's available now wherever it is you get your podcast?
It's available now. Yeah, it's available now, and it's on my YouTube. So if you go to my YouTube, it's on there as well, and it's all over the place. And the first 2 episodes are up, and it's every Wednesday for the next, who knows, the next 20 or 30 weeks, something like that. So please check it out.
Would you be kind enough on the way out the door to produce a bit for us here real quick? I've got a sponsored bit.
Oh, yeah.
It's called Victory Lap, and we have sponsored content here, and I've been telling them for months now, come up for a good way to produce this visually. All you have to do is run as hard as you can while giving your take.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan, I have my take if you want it.
Okay, so Jeremy right now is in another room. If you want to coach him up here in some way, we can do the victory lap through him and with him. Go ahead, Roy. Andrew Santino. This is executive produced by Andrew Santino, Jeremy Taché doing the victory lap for the sponsor.
This victory lap is brought to you by Peloton. Find your push, find your power with Peloton at onepeloton.com.
Yeah, that's victory lap.
No, hold on a second.
Okay.
You want to get some coaching on the front end, Santino? Or you just want to watch him and critique?
No, I like it. I bet he's regretting not wearing a bra today, but I think you're doing a good job. Let's go high knees. Let's get those knees a little bit higher than that, bud.
Okay, you got it.
A little bit higher.
What about
now?
the
Let's see
skinny
him in the
jeans?
frame. I can't see the knees. Let me
I'm
see those
trying.
skinny jeans. Jump a little bit. Can you jump?
You want, like this? Is this good?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that looks really good. You're looking
Athletic?
good, man. High knees, just a couple high knees. Let's hit me with the Peloton. Go ahead, hit me with the read. Let's
Okay,
read
so
it.
we already got the read, but the reason we're doing this victory lap is because I was right about everything I said about the Heat going into yesterday. I told you guys that if they could shoot over 40% from three, which they had done 12 times with this group.
Stop for 1 second.
Yes,
Stop
sir.
for 1 second.
Okay.
Buddy.
Uh-huh.
We got to get you on cardio. You got to get it. That's insane. That was you did like a fake run for one solid 1.3 minutes.
You don't know how long
and
I was
you're
gone.
out of breath.
I was, yeah.
Do you ever hit the stairs, or is it elevator only? Is it only elevator for you?
They have a really nice key fob at this hotel that we work at, so it takes us right
There's
up.
no chance you hit the stairs.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
want to see you
elevator
start
only.
hitting the stairs, my guy.
You got it.
Taché, hit the stairs.
Yeah, you got it.
I love you.
Matt stairs.
I love it. I care about you.
I love you too. My cardio is always been-
Let me see. Put your hand to your neck real fast.
Yes.
What are we talking? 250, 220.
I would say, what does
You
Chris
all right?
weigh? What does Chris weigh again?
Relax.
Whatever that is.
Relax,
238.
guys. Relax, guys.
238.
Santino, I need you to produce the segment, not just rip him for being out of shape. I need him to finish.
I'm so sorry.
I need him to finish the take. Can you coach him up and take us home?
Take us home with this segment, Taché. I think you've got this. Let's jog a little bit slower so you're not running out of breath while you give your last take, okay? And go.
Okay, so
That's way too slow, buddy. That's
Okay,
way
a
too
little
slow.
faster?
Just there it is. A little light jog.
nice.
What
light
girls
jog.
do when they go to the gym. That's it. When they actually don't work out. That's
Nice
what you're
light
doing.
jog.
There it is.
All right, we're looking great. So that being said, I told you guys, the defense for the Miami Heat would be a key in advancing in the postseason. And what did they do? They held the Chicago Bulls to their lowest score of the season. And the three-point shooting was over 40%. Just as I told you it would be, just as I predicted, just as it will continue to be as they beat the Hawks and go on to upset the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Very good segment, dude.
Thanks, man.
And I believe everything that you said.
Thank you.
Whoa, no, you don't. You want to bet on it? You think the Cavs are going to win? See you later, Santino. Good to see you.
Bye, boys. I'll see you. Thank you, guys.
Love you.
It's insincere. It's insincere.
It's time for Thursday Thunder, presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Juju, take it away.
Welcome back to another edition of Thursday Thunder, where the question is always to fade or not to fade. First leg, Austin Reeves going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're going to need big games. They're going to need big players to step up in big moments. So I think my brother will get over 4.5 rebounds against the Minnesota Timberwolves this Saturday night. Lock it in. Or not. Second leg, Michael Porter Jr. I think he's one of the key pieces on the Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets. You dig? Salute to his brother, Jonte. I think that he is definitely going to get over 15.5 points this weekend. You got to know he will. He's going to need it. The Clippers, they're getting scoring from all over the field. So I think he's going to have to step up if they want a chance of winning this series. And the last leg, the most important player in the entire NBA, Al Horford, over 7.5 points this Sunday against your Orlando Magic. Lock them in. Yes, sir.
Juju, I'd like an answer to this question on Michael Porter Jr., okay? Because the first series there is super interesting. I can't wait to watch Kawhi and James Harden and all of that. We were talking about strength that people don't understand. I don't believe that most people watching basketball understand how physically strong James Harden and Kawhi Leonard are, how much stronger they are than other human beings. That going up against Denver for a first-round exit when Michael Porter, I believed when the Heat played the Nuggets in the finals, was the worst starter on the floor in those finals. He was worse than anybody who was playing. Was not a factor in that. Why is Juju telling me that Michael Porter is going to give us something?
Well, I think you should ask Juju first.
No, but I'm asking for your expertise on Michael Porter.
Yeah, I mean, I think Juju, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're thinking basically because he's the other option. If you are game planning against the Nuggets, you're worried incredibly obviously about Jokic and his catches, where he's catching the ball. You're worried about the DHOs with Jamal Murray, how he gets off, and you're worried about Aaron Gordon running the baseline and being able to those lob plays right there. So you only can take away certain things. You can't take away everything. And so the guy that you choose to basically lay off of are probably going to be Christian Brown and or Michael Porter Jr. And of those two, we imagine that Michael Porter Jr. has a better offensive package to take advantage of that. But having said that, yeah, he's had low moments in the playoffs in the past. But Juju, am I in the right ballpark while you got Michael Porter Jr. over on 16.5?
Hell yeah, you're exactly right. Everybody's plotting to see how can we stop the Joker? How can we slow down Jamal Murray? But over the past couple of months, whenever injuries have played a factor on that team, Michael Porter Jr. has been forced to step up and take on a bigger role, as well as Christian Brown as well. But I think that stepping up in those moments, it'll be fruitful, you feel me, in this situation like Tyler Hero and the Heat have been. So some of the players had to step up. Khalil Ware, I think that during this playoff series where you're going to need different options, he's going to be one of the key components if the Nuggets want to get it done.
And I'm glad you brought up Tyler Hero because a lot of people kind of look at the step Tyler Hero took forward this year. A lot of it is kind of like Jimmy Butler getting out of the way. And sometimes when you have a person with that kind of big personality and clearing out, that can help a player like that play better. So Michael Porter Jr., I would imagine, would have been the guys that Michael Malone was probably the hardest on because of his potential, because also he's inconsistent. So maybe having David Adelman as a coach makes him feel more comfortable, more relaxed, and he's a better offensive player as a result.
Can we do something together here this weekend? I want to have a build-up of the weekend. Help me do something this weekend as a group. What I would like to do is I would like to figure out how to get tonight's or tomorrow's stakes on Zaslow in this studio to be something, watching Zaslow with the biggest stakes of his life going into Pearl Jam and the Miami Heat. I would like to, on Saturday or Sunday, depending on the game, to have Juju pop up with alley-oop, with whatever game he wants to do, and Amin to pop up with oddball somewhere so that we can do some things around the basketball this weekend that makes the YouTube channel feel a little bit alive. How do we do that? Can the three of you explain to me how I execute this weekend, you guys doing stuff to promote your vehicles in ways that's fun?
Well, Dan, number one, we get with sales, and we got to sell this thing. And I'm thinking Omaha Steaks. Yep. I'm thinking maybe Poppy Steak, maybe Prime 112. Wow. Someone should be sponsoring the show, giving us product, and I should be able to watch Zaz eat a steak as the stakes are rising for him.
Well, I like steak, all right, and I like the Miami Heat, and I like Pearl Jam. I'm willing to do it here tomorrow night, okay? You guys get the game here? Yeah?
Yes,
The
we've
game?
got many televisions.
You got ESPN?
We have cable, yeah.
I watched the game right here. Steaks would be nice. I'm not asking for anything extra, but steaks would be fantastic.
You seem like a medium well guy.
Yeah, I am a medium well guy. How about that?
On a steak?
I feel like
Yeah,
I can
why
just-
not?
Oof. It's a rubber
Medium
sheet.
rare, man.
Not juicy
It's got to
at
be a
all.
medium rare thing.
It depends. Depends on the cut. Sometimes it's medium, sometimes medium well. Depends what cut. All right. Well, we're not just down the line, Tony. It depends what we got in front of us. I will come here tomorrow night. I'm gonna watch the game. I'll probably bring my son because he's just as involved. I mean, come on, it's 2 tickets. We'll come here. We will watch. But here's it. We got to finalize the stakes, right? Okay. So here's what I'm about to agree to.
All right, but Juju and Amin, think about what it is that you're going to do while he's talking here.
Right. Here's what I'm going to agree to. All right. If the Miami Heat win tomorrow night, I get tickets for both shows. I got 2 tickets for both Pearl Jam shows, and I work, but like I'm working for normal pay.
Got the chart right there.
Right. I'm
Paid
working,
work, yeah.
Right. If the Heat come through, I continue to get paid work as much as you guys want to have me here. I love coming here, and I get the tickets for Pearl Jam. If the Heat lose, I guess I lose it all.
No, and
Work for free.
And you work for free throughout the hockey playoffs.
And your wife.
And your unhappy wife, kid
Unhappy.
hates you. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he lost his wife for a second. I was like, that's,
he will.
that's-
I don't know if you guys know this. That one's gonna be tough because wives love money.
They do.
Okay, I'm gonna draw the line right there. I think we should lean out of that misogyny of wives loves money because we've been getting a lot of heat online for that earlier
too.
today.
I don't
so
know. I don't
wives
know.
loves money, husbands love money, kids
Yeah,
love money,
you're right.
everyone loves money.
You're
Let's
right.
not put it on the wives.
I mean, but
Salute, though.
But they do, and husbands love money, and but wives love money.
I don't know
True.
why you keep doing that, though. Like, I don't understand. And we still haven't gotten the right stakes.
She's going to be the one who's angry when I come home and say indentured servitude. All
Those
right?
are good steaks.
Anyways.
Also, we should also lean away from taking of the ass. That's not necessarily that's a heinous crime these days. Like
One by
let's remember
19.
we're broadcasting amongst a lot of different airwaves. You feel me? Trauma is everywhere. Let's not take ass.
There you go.
Take ass.
One by a lot.
He is right on all these things. If he wants to be the ombudsman, wait a minute. Like, we're not unaware that he's exactly right on everything he's saying, correct?
Correct. And also, he's got a great
feel me?
shirt on. For the listeners, he's got a Tinja shirt on, and that's one of the greatest hoodies that you've ever created. Man, Tinjas, I need more smolder. You hate this, Roman.
Are we doing this
What?
tomorrow night? Are we doing this?
We're talking about Baby Billy right now is what we were doing.
Salute to Sledge Johns on Twitter today, you feel me? Who pointed out a very important fact from yesterday's show. He says, y'all did Juju Gotti wrong yesterday, implying that he listed too many members of Pearl Jam, when in fact he listed all active members and previous members, including every former drummer dating back to 1991. This show may be uncultured Philistines, but this old grudge fan sees you, Juju. And I see you back, guys. You
That's
feel
a
me?
good job out of you.
You
You
should
feel
have.
me? I always know. I always know I'm right when y'all calling me
No,
wrong.
but Zaz,
hey,
Zaz should have defended you there.
No, I wasn't here though. I didn't hear it.
Oh,
he wasn't
He
here.
He left before.
so it's the rest of us. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right.
We owe you an
Priest.
apology, Juju.
No, it's okay. You don't. I don't defend myself in these situations, especially at this company. I realize that just defending myself just offends or makes you guys uncomfortable. So I just let you guys call me whatever y'all want to call me.
You God.
All right. All right. Now we need to lay down again here. Jesus. Okay.
Oh, folks, Paul Maurice has released a statement. Quote, everyone's available for game one.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, everybody except
That's
for
what I'm
Aaron
talking
Ekblad.
about.
He's suspended.
Except for Aaron Ekblad.
Well, he's not
Health-wise.
available. He's suspended. That's what I'm talking about.
Why? What do you do?
Chuck is back, baby.
PED.
Oh, Zaslow!
You know this means for lightning, right? You know this means.
Don't say it.
No.
But I know.
Wait, what does it mean?
Don't say it.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
But I know what you mean.
No.
It's bad news for the lightning.
All right, coming up next, Pitch Clock.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Welcome to the Pitch Clock. Here's the pitch, a 2-part baseball segment
Combining a nostalgic baseball trivia game and an interview with an expert.
This is the Pitch Clock. Pitch Clock is back. That's Chris Cody.
Everybody.
Taylor Vipolis with us as well. Our expert will be here momentarily to talk through the 2025 MLB season. But as always here on Pitch Clock, Chris?
That's an obnoxious mirror behind Taylor. I just wanted to say that.
Oh, that
Can we
is
show Taylor real
is
fast?
that Taylor? Is that your childhood home? Your parents' place?
My parents' place.
Oh,
correct.
I'm rude. Sorry. That's probably like your great grandma's mirror.
Yeah, that's
it's a
what
really nice mirror, actually. It looks very.
The mirror.
My mom
of a
listens,
dead
so
person.
she's probably gonna get a new mirror.
Taylor, why don't you go ahead and tell us what our trivia game is for today?
So we're gonna alternate questions, and if you miss, the other person has the chance to steal.
Okay.
The highest score at the end wins. So I just have trivia questions for you
All
guys.
right.
We'll start with Chris. Chris, the first question: the most stolen bases in 2007 was from this middle infielder from the NL East.
I think this guy might have been doing Rafael Furcal.
Oh.
That's incorrect.
Oh, it's incorrect.
Jeremy, chance to steal?
2007. Is that going to be Jimmy Rollins?
It's not Jimmy Rollins.
Really?
Jose Reyes from the Mets.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Jeremy, very similar question. The most stolen bases in 2009 was from this outfielder from the AL East.
Jacoby Ellsbury.
Jacoby Ellsbury is correct.
Yeah.
Ball knower.
All right. Ball knower.
Chris Cody, in 1995, the Yankees acquired this All-Star along with Jeff Nelson for Sterling Hitchcock and Russ Davis before winning the World Series.
I'm going to go with. This is totally wrong. Ruben Sierra. I know. He was 03.
What is Paul O'Neill?
It's not Paul O'Neill.
No, it's not Paul O'Neill.
You don't know ball.
Tino Martinez.
Ah, man. Same thing.
Jeremy, in 1992, the Toronto Blue Jays acquired this All-Star for Jeff Kent and Ryan Thompson before winning the World Series.
John Olerud.
It's not John Olerud. David Cohn.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to guess.
Oh, God.
I was going to
you
get
have that?
Yeah,
No.
I had it.
For
I had
sure.
that.
For
I
sure.
had that.
You were just
no
biting
way.
your tongue.
I had that.
Waiting for that moment.
GQ's with me. I had that.
Ridiculous.
That's bull crap.
All right. It's still 1-0.
I'm going to put an asterisk there for messing up,
I
but
get
I
one
don't
and a half.
think...
Chris gets a half a point.
All right, good.
I'm up 1-2.5. And now to the 2025 baseball portion of today. I have our experts with us. It's the fellas from Cespedes Family Barbecue, Jake Mintz and Jordan Schusterman. Guys, it's awesome to have you back here on the Pitch Clock. And it's been a really fun start to the 2025 MLB season. I want to dive right into it with you. Who is a player in Major League Baseball this year who's gotten off to a hot start in these first few weeks that's been the most fun to you, whether that's a cool surprise or a player who maybe is now finally like living up to their potential, whatever you want that to be?
Spencer Torkelson on the Detroit Tigers, who was the #1 overall pick in 2020, looked cooked, looked washed, sent down to AAA last year, was not necessarily an important piece of this Tigers team moving forward, showed up with a new swing, and he's been hitting the absolute snot out of the ball.
Torque
And on the
bombs.
other end, Corbin Carroll of the Arizona Diamondbacks, who was horrible for the first 3.5, 4 months of last season, had 2 home runs on like July 18th, caught fire down the stretch, ended up with a league average line. He has looked like a legitimate MVP candidate so far this season. I know those aren't the 2 biggest markets, but those are 2 players whose highlights are worth watching.
It's exactly why we asked you, right? 2 guys who people aren't necessarily going to be watching.
Yeah.
You have an opportunity in those 2 players to see some elite baseball. Jordan, who has stood out to you so far?
Yeah, I'll go 2 guys also. The first, more on the Corbin Carroll end of things, is just Tatis. We've been kind of hoping that Fernando Tatis Jr. could get back to full-blown what it seemed like he was heading towards before his many off-the-field derailments. But now he's the guy. It really feels like, for as awesome as Jackson Merrill was in his rookie year last year, I know Manny Machado is still kind of the face of this Padres era. But Tatis seems to really be kind of grabbing hold of San Diego in a way that we saw him do earlier in his career, and now it is just at a totally other level. He hit another home run last night, and then I have to say too, another one, just keeping in the West Coast theme, Tommy Edman. I just love that Tommy Edman, for him to, arrive last year at the trade deadline and then have that amazing NLCS performance where everyone was like, oh, like what a fluky thing. Tommy Edman wins, NLCS MVP. Like that's baseball. You never know who's going to, emerge, as the best player in a small sample. And now here we are the next season, and he looks like one of the best players in baseball. And it's not surprising that the Dodgers have been able to get an even higher version out of him now that he's fully healthy and swinging well from both sides of the plate.
I want to go to a particular team here because maybe the most fun start of the season has been the Cubs offense overall. I mean, they're averaging over 6 runs a game. I think they have like 20 more runs to this point than any other team in baseball. Games played changes some of those things. But it's been crazy. It's not just Kyle Tucker who's going crazy. It's my favorite stats to look at right now. And Carson Kelly is one of the guys playing catcher for them. Pete Crow Armstrong leading, the National League, I believe tied for the National League lead in stolen bases at the time of this recording. Are the Cubs sustainable?
We're going to see a lot of slugfests with this team, and that will be entertaining for the neutrals. I know for Cubs fans, it might be a little bit exhausting, but also when you compare it to kind of the slog of mediocrity that they've given us over the last couple of years, this is a far superior product. And from an entertainment standpoint, I have to imagine Cubs fans still feel like they're going to be in every game because you now have a Kyle Tucker anchoring. You have a guy like Pete Crow Armstrong kind of coming into his own as a hitter. And then, man, Michael Busch, that's another guy I thought about shouting out. And with your first question, that's a guy who's been kind of everything you could ask for and more in terms of a young hitter that they traded for from the Dodgers, and that's been working out.
Anything Pete Crow Armstrong does, I want to watch. Like, he's exhilarating in a way that we haven't had a whole lot recently. I mean, it's elite top of the chart speed. Anytime he touches the ball and it goes into play, it's interesting. Is this Cubs offense this good? No, they're not. No offense is this good.
Right.
No offense is finishing the year with this type of production, which is a boring, sad answer, and I sincerely apologize for it. That being said, they have not gotten really any production from Ian Happ, who has been their most consistent player over the last decade, Dansby Swanson, who everybody listening to this knows, and then Matt Shaw, who was a big deal top prospect who broke camp with them. If those guys kind of go up and the offense from the catchers, which will not continue, goes down, I still think this can be one of the better offenses in the National League.
Taylor, what's the next question for Chris?
DC.
Chris Cody, in 2000, the Giants had the best record in baseball with this former Giant as their manager.
I'm going to say that was Jerry Manuel. Or the Manuel. Wait, hold on. Back up.
All right.
Who the hell am I thinking of?
You're thinking of Charlie Manuel.
No. I'm thinking of... My bad. I swear to... Please just let me re-say
We're going to let you re-say
I'm thinking
it.
of Moises Alou Sr.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll allow that.
Like, you're thinking of, I think what you're at, are you thinking of Felipe Alou?
Yes.
Felipe Alou.
Sorry. That's who
I'll allow that. Still wrong. Jeremy with the chance to steal.
Dusty Baker.
Oh, sorry.
It is Dusty Baker.
I'm an idiot. The two coaches I could think, like Dusty Baker with the toothpick, God, I'm an idiot.
Jeremy, in 2006, the Mets had the best record in baseball with this former Met as their manager.
Is the answer Bobby Valentine?
No, answer's not late. Bobby Valentine. I'm going to allow Chris the chance to steal it.
That's late. That was late to guess Bobby Valentine. That was late.
Robin Ventura.
Oh.
Willie Randolph went over from the Yankees bench coach.
Of course it was Willie Randolph.
God damn it.
The Yankees were 6-0 in the playoffs in 2009 and 2010 against this team, despite them having 2 MVPs on the roster.
Twins.
So annoying. It's 2 to 1.5 now, thanks to Taylor's blunder. Now I'm feeling the pressure. All right, the Yankees.
You know I had David Cohn. It'd be 2-2.
No,
right now.
you didn't.
I had it.
I know you didn't.
Look back at my face, the replay of my face.
All right, we have the ISOs. I want you to take the face he just made. Audio listeners, he was very boisterous in the look that he just made.
I had a
but
finger
you know
up.
what he wasn't doing when it was actually happening? Making any face at all.
I had a finger up.
Taylor, what's the next question?
This team failed to make an ALCS from 2000 to 2005, despite having 2 MVPs over that stretch.
From 2000 to 2005. I'm going with the Texas Rangers. No.
It is not the Texas Rangers. Chris Cody with the chance to steal.
I don't really know this one. I'm just going to go with the team that I'm thinking of that had a great pitching staff somewhere in there. I'm going to go with the A's.
It is the A's.
What? That was like Mark. That was like talking. Wasn't that like Mulder, Hudson, and
but
Zito?
not MVP.
Tejada won an MVP, and who
And
else?
Giambi.
Giambi won an MVP.
So I thought of it for the wrong reason.
You thought of it for all the
I
wrong
wasn't
reasons.
even thinking of it. I was just like, they were a good team in that era that I don't remember them making it that far.
And so let's just get this straight. Chris Cody is now beating me 2.5 to 2.
Should be 3.
Because of Taylor's mistake.
It could be 3 to
and
2, though.
accidentally thinking about the MVP going to the A's because he thought all of the pitchers with their potential Cy Youngs that they didn't win would be the reason why.
But that replay, I was like trying to get in. I was like, David,
I want to stick with a couple of teams here now on the East Coast that have been somewhat disappointing. I look at the Baltimore Orioles. I look at the Atlanta Braves. Jake, I'll start with you here. Which of these two teams should be more concerned about the start that they've had this season, projecting what the rest of their year could look like?
I think it's the Orioles, and that's just because of the pitching. The Orioles' slow start has been the worst case scenario people could have anticipated. The rotation right now is a big shrug and some rosary beads. Like is the plan? What's the plan? It doesn't feel like the plan doesn't make sense.
That's where you can have a problem. So Jordan, picking up from there, does it have to be the Orioles? Like, are the Orioles the team that you have to look at and say long term they're in more trouble than you would be if you're a Braves fan?
I still think the Orioles are going to score a lot of runs and remain competitive. But to Jake's point, like, it's literally exactly what we were concerned about. And we're only 3 weeks in. You see that they're last in ERA, last in WHIP, last in strikeouts, last in hits per 9 among the rotation. And the only thing they're doing is throwing strikes. But when you're only throwing 90-92, that's not a good thing.
Right.
That's great that you're not walking guys, but generally you're going to get hit around the yard, especially when you're in the AL East, and it's just not a good recipe.
This is where I want to wrap things up with you guys.
Make us proud.
Yeah. The maybe the coolest surprise of the first 15 games of the season is that through 15 games, the Marlins are a game over 500. That's with a couple of battles in division with the Braves and the Nationals and the Mets. To me, coolest surprise of the season so far is the Marlins. Am I right in saying that?
For me, it's already nice to see some of the young players that they've brought in start to perform, because that's really what you're looking for in a season like this. Who are going to be the players that could be around when this team starts to kind of build back up? And ultimately, when you have a Clayton McCullough in place, it's all about player development. It's all about guys getting better at the major league level. And so hopefully they can have some more of those outcomes regardless of the actual record.
I just imagine you want a reason to care.
Yes.
Right? And Marlins fans just want a reason to turn on the TV and watch this team. And when you're a fan of a bad team, what you're really looking for is trying to figure out which players right now on the bad team deserves to be on the next good team.
That's right.
And when you look at this Marlins roster so far, there are more guys than I thought who fit that mold, right? You can see a world where Stowers is on that team, where Xavier Edwards is on that team, even where Matt Mervis is on that team.
Yeah.
And I think that's what should be so encouraging for Marlins fans, is you are seeing a path forward. Look, are they going to make the playoffs? No, they're not. And that's okay, right? But it is trending way better than we thought it would. And that is a good thing.
Obviously, I think a lot of the concerns with Miami coming into the year is, right, like, how are they going to score any runs when you consider how inexperienced the lineup is? But Max Meyer is someone with draft pedigree, with talent, who is going to be important for this team, because if we're being honest with ourselves, Sandy Alcantara, it's hard to count on him being part of this long-term vision. So thinking about who those next pitchers are, I know there are some in the minor leagues like Thomas White who they're excited about as well, but Max Meyer is here and succeeding in the majors, and that's another guy that you should definitely be excited about.
Between him and Sandy, when Yuri Perez comes back, it's going to be a fun season to watch some pitching with the Marlins and the rest of this baseball season. For that, you need to follow these guys at Cespedes Barbecue on Twitter, and I believe across platform. Jake Mintz, Jordan Schusterman, all their work at Yahoo Sports. Thank you, fellas. We got to get back to our trivia game.
This team's 2003 opening day lineup consisted of Mo Vaughn, Roberto Alomar, and Jeremy Burnitz.
This is so easy. Mo Vaughn. I just
it's
said Mo Vaughn. I meant to say the New York Mets, but I said for some reason Mo Vaughn.
It is the New York Mets.
Of course it's the New York Mets.
You
Mo
monster.
Vaughn, Jeremy Burnitz. This is like my 03.
I can't believe
I can tell you
what you've
3
done to
players
me.
on every team in 03.
This team's 2002 opening day lineup consisted of Fred McGriff, Corey Patterson, and Delino DeShields.
I got this one too.
Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
It's not the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
All right, say the names again. I'm going to steal this one.
Really?
2002 opening day lineup.
I know it.
Fred McGriff, Corey Patterson, Delino DeShields.
Chicago Cubs.
The ball knower, Chris Cody.
Now I beat you by more than half a point. So
That was a ball don't lie situation.
That sucked so much. Taylor, you threw me off my game, and now I feel like a loser.
Guess what?
I didn't know David Cohn.
I knew it.
And I still won.
See you next week.